Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I just scared the cat, Charlie.
How we doing this morning?
Oh, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good. Gonna hit the beach right after this.
Oh, you lucky slob.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
Let me shut
Sean,
off.
Jim, Marty, James, Tom, Randy,
Let me
Risha. Good
shut off my
morning.
phone.
Sure.
Some commercial came on after Pat's stream.
Alrighty. Hey, Russell, Mr. Martin Smythe, Diana. Good morning. Oled, the Swifter. What's going on, Swifty? Great stream this morning as always.
Peter says, "Can't
Mr.
make
Jim
it today, guys.
Skill,
Hanging out. Oh,
the
handing out
doctor.
Mother's Day gifts at church. Let's get
Hi,
100
Mandy.
today. Thank you, Peter.
Hey, Tim and Kathy. Happy Mother's Day to everybody out there that's a mom.
Yes, happy Mother's Day, Ohio Fred. Hope to catch the show later. This is the first Sunday I have to do something in the morning. You might have to watch later. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. Hope you get a new metal detector as a gift. That would be really nice if all the mothers that want a detector got a gift. Ohio Fred. All right, Bone Dead Heathens is here. Miss Risha. I'm going to have her put her spelling of her name in because I know I get it wrong every time.
You know, her and James have sent it to me a million times and I still get it mixed up.
Good morning, Zaxxon, Okulon, Keegan, DK1.
Mr. Martin Smythe. Danny Boy.
Danny N, Danny Boy, Grandma K. Happy Mother's Day, Grandma K. Happy Mother's Day, Miss Risha. Michigan Gems.
Hey,
JP Long is more right off the beginning doing the raid from Pat's.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Randy's here. And in celebration of Mr. Randy being here a couple weeks ago and helping us out, I am drinking coffee from my Metal Detecting with Randy mug.
Awesome. Dennis SWFL, how you doing, brother?
Morning, Dennis.
Nash Landing.
I have decided, Charlie, I'm spending the first 15 minutes saying hello to everybody and catching up and staying up on the chat. Now, anybody that believes that, we got a bridge to sell you, but I'm going to try.
That's right. Hey, Gems. Lyle, what's going on, buddy? Tony, what's up, bro? The Alpha Ninja, how's it going, Brad?
Michigan Gems says she doesn't like the 45 seconds delay. Gems, we've been using a 40-second delay, and the chat still flies. So I thought I would try 45 seconds. If it's too slow, we'll go back. But thought I would try it.
Park Rat, how's it going?
Morning, Mr. Park Rat.
Chilling and Grilling Adventures with Dan B. What's up? The Mystic Librarian.
Tony, I've got 8 2002 NIFCs pulled aside because I'm getting caught up with my boxes of halves. I even got a video ready for next Thursday already. So remind me if you need the Denver or the Philly, sir.
Javi says, good morning, Rob. Brah.
Morning, brah.
Brah.
I don't know who started that, but the Hoover boys do it so often sometimes I want to shoot the television.
You kind of, we said bro one time and you said you hated that and now it's stuck.
Oh, I know, because it seems to be, I don't know where it is, but every white person in the world seems to be doing that right now, okay? I don't know what's going on with that.
Monty, the full half. What's going on, my friend?
Morning, Monty.
Morning, Bells. Zach said.
See, Southwest spelled it RESSIA. I know I get closer to that for Risha's name. Morning, Brad Alpha Ninja. Morning, Tom Riley, the treasure hunter.
The treasure hunter. Orlando, what's going on, my friend?
Morning,
Jimmy Cathy's here. Hey, Tony, Fun with Dirk's here. Good morning, Tony. Hi, Lisa.
You know what's funny, Charlie?
Ohio Fred.
I'm doing the Monday morning, my Monday night digs. I'm doing the race for them in the morning, the people that come up and say hi during, you have to be during the live stream premiere. So I had 49 this week. So I did the race last night for the 49 this morning. And then I thought, okay, I'll go back and watch last week's stream and I'll get it set up for the race that was, everybody was here last week. I reward them with another silver coin. So Charlie, I thought, okay, I'll transfer those 49 people over and then I'll just deduct the people that I don't see that weren't here on Sunday. I didn't have to deduct anybody, Charlie. the entire room from Monday night were also the same Sunday people. That made me feel really good.
That is cool. That is way cool.
Team Lynch, Tim and Kathy, Mandy's Candy.
And there he is. We got Brian, the Teach, Southern Relic Adventures in the house. We had a great stream with him Friday night.
We learned that's his nickname, the Teach.
Yep.
Sean Webb, good morning and happy Mother's Day, he says. I need to get a banner going.
Hi, Patty. Good morning to you. Blistering Barnacle Magnets. How's it going, brother? Mr. Goldpenning, Dutchy Jacob. How you doing, sir? All the way from Amsterdam.
Wow, we are officially international this morning.
International, sir. Mr. Mark C. Morning, Paula. Boy, there is a lot of people here this morning already.
Yeah.
Good morning, Mandy. Mr. Tom Riley, I said good morning to you already. The old pelon, good morning, my friend. ¿Cómo estás?
Uh-oh, he's going Spanish on me. He's going foreign on me here. Morning, Mr. Swifty. He says, mash that like button. Thank you, Swifty.
Saxon, Charlie, I was having a fun moment and carelessly tossed a coin behind me last night. Do you have any tips on finding it? Just give up. That's the only tip. Zach, just give up.
If your office is anything like Charlie,
it's gone.
Just give up. Yeah.
Moon over Miami. Good morning, my friend.
Doctor Who's in the house? Mystic Librarian. Charlie said hi to Nash. Chilling and grilling with Dan B.
Mm-hmm.
Martin Smythe. I don't know why. I'm going to tell you something. I love watching a lot of clips of Band of Brothers. I absolutely love that series, Band of Brothers. I love the lead actor, Damian Lewis. I like the guy that played his second in command. I was going to say Ron Jeremy, but that's the porno actor, Ron Livingston. I like both those guys. I like the guy, Dale Dye, that played their colonel. So I watch a lot of YouTube clips of just a minute or two. And I don't know why, but Martin Smythe's name should have been in that series, okay? It just sounds like it should have been in Band of Brothers, Martin. You should have been an officer in Band of Brothers, Martin. I don't know where that came from, Charlie. I just threw that out there, okay?
I got thrown off when you said Ron Jeremy and the other guy said, and you said you like those two guys. I was like,
I corrected myself to Ron Livingston. Ron Jeremy's facing some serious prison time right now. The dynamic duo are back in the saddle again. Thank you, Doctor Who.
Thanks, Teach. And
Paula Abrams.
Yeah, Rob, we have a special guest here today.
Yeah, I figure let us get through the intros, Charlie, do a couple things, and we'll get him up.
Sounds
folks,
good.
We have a mystery guest. Good morning, Enforcer. Miss Kimberly's here this morning. She had a very good day yesterday. She did not get silver, but she got some nice relics and an Indian, guys. Any day with an Indian head penny in the state of Florida is a very good day.
Absolutely. Paula says, has everyone smacked the like button? And while you're at it, smacking Rab around as well. Share them out.
Oh my God, Charlie. We've been at this 11 minutes and we're at 50 people.
Wow. Finders Keepers. What's up, John? How you doing, buddy? Hey, Dan. Surfside Dan's in the house.
Dan.
Hey, Lisa.
Finders Keepers is here.
Yep. Bill says the stream Friday night was great. Man, it was a fun stream. Jackson.
Jackson, that's great, buddy. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, man.
Hashtag stay strong, Charlie. That just might go viral, Charlie.
Blistering Barnacle Magnets. Hello 50 times, folks.
Oh, my stomach's already.
Mike the Greek.
Mike the
What's
Greek.
up, Enforcer? If I could suggest, thank you for stopping by.
I was at I was at Iron Antler and Reach's 3,000 subscriber giveaway Friday night. Congratulations, guys, on hitting that major milestone. I was hoping to get there before you, but I'll get there. And they had several giveaways, guys, lots of winners. It was a fun stream. They also like to raise money for some great kids charities. So all in all, a really fun night with a really big crowd there, James and Risha.
Awesome.
Thank you, Orlando.
Chris, show me treasures. What's up?
No, Jim, it's definitely not a detecting cap. That is, you're right. It's way too clean, Jim.
What's that?
Your hat. He says that can't be detecting hat.
I wore it to FH9.
He did wear it to FH9. He wore the Star Wars hat first, but I knew that wasn't his. But you know what's funny, Jim, is that Troy Dalton and I will go out in the summertime, and you'll see a picture of us. I'll take a picture. I had one in particular that took a picture. Troy and I look like absolute slobs. We look like two pig pens that have been playing in the dirt all day. And there's Dalton standing next to us without a drop of sweat on his shirt. His sneakers are clean. His hat's perfectly clean with no sweat. And I'm like, how does a guy look like a GQ cover model every time we go out detecting and he never gets dirty?
I know, Rob. It's tough to look like us.
It is tough to look like us, Charlie.
No, not me. Like me and Mr. Dalton.
Oh.
No comment. You're stuck for
Sure
words.
Sure it is, Mr. Johnson, okay?
Oh, man. The Savage Batman. What's going on?
Morning,
John
Savage
CZ
Batman.
Kid.
Morning, Miss Lisa. Orlando says he's at church right now. I hope everybody has a great, blessed day. Orlando, I hope you're typing us from outside the church, okay? Wow, clear skies here today and 54 degrees out now, sun shining. That is like a perfect day to go detecting. Even I might not look like I'm sweating, Charlie, if it's 54.
Pat says it's just tough to look at Rob. Good one, bro.
Slobs. The whole world slobs, okay? Troy sent me a text the other day. I'm getting ready to go out hunting, and I just said, here, I'll just do this in advance. You're a slob. Because I knew I was going to get pictures of silver. So I just said you're a slob.
Did it in advance, huh?
He was offended last year when we ran the contest to see how many silvers each of us got, and only 2 people picked him over Dalton. He was very offended that because he won that year big time. Dalton had like 107, but Troy had 142 silvers last year. He lives down there in mid St. Pete, and St. Pete's just an old town. There's just such a huge area. He can go door knocking 5 minutes from his house, and you know, I get pictures from the guy almost every day with silver in them. Oh, Miss Mercury says she's got 1 more week before she can play in the dirt. I hope you count it down.
Absolutely.
Orlando's got a new short out, folks. He's asking we please check out his new short. Well, sir, if you would raise yourself in your high chair a little bit, you'd be okay.
I like my feet touching the floor, buddy.
Tony, does it matter whether it's a Philly or a Denver? Morning, Bells.
Take it easy, Danny boy.
Mr. Randy.
I'll try that.
There you go, Charlie. Now your chin's not on your name.
One of them's not.
Moist.
Dave, the PA Relic Hunter. What's going on, sir?
Moist Gooey's bro kicked it off. Menardo Brohim. I like Brohim.
Wow. He likes one of them.
Good morning, Dirt Claude. Blistering Barnacle Magnets. Congratulations on your win over at Swifties and Pats.
Mm-hmm.
Morning, Mr. Gold Panning. I know Charlie said hi to you, but it's just so cool seeing Amsterdam. I passed through Amsterdam once on a layup of flights when I was heading from the States to Europe, over to England and Germany. I had a layup of Amsterdam, and I made sure not to wander too far away from the airport. But that was the first place back in 1983 where I saw police officers carrying automatic weapons. First place I ever saw that. 2 officers together at all times, both with sidearms, and one carrying, I think he had like an M1 carbine rifle. First time I'd ever seen that. They didn't have that back in the States in the 80s.
I like what Zaxxon put here. Can you read that one?
So I need to make you a managing moderator so you can take statements and put them up on your screen too.
I don't know. You give me that kind of power, bad things could happen, sir.
Well, the one thing that might happen is your head might not fit in that hat anymore. So. Yeah, Paul, I just don't know if anybody will buy them, Paula. Thank you, Miss Mercury.
Jeremy, what's up?
I love how everybody abbreviates everybody's name. Hiya Fun WD with dirt. You gotta get these types in fast.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Dennis says I gotta go. The wife's waking up. Don't tell nobody. Shh.
Wow, Hobby. Charlie's getting wider and shorter with all the gooeys.
Wow, I didn't even say that.
Ouch, Hobby. Hey, Chris, how's it going?
Well, if everybody's wondering why Charlie doesn't have a batch of gooeys there, is because we have nothing to put them in right now until somebody mails them back to us.
I gotta send Denise an Amazon gift card. Or Pat's phone number. Place an order through Pat.
Denise says you don't have to mail it back, Charlie. She said she was just effing with you, Charlie. Oh my God, my virgin ears here.
I'm just gonna send us some new ones.
Morning, Miss Lisa.
Yeah, Monty's saying PA Rail Cutters morning. Great job on the last video. No spoilers. I still got to watch that one. It looks really good.
He was in the shower earlier on the floor, and then he was in the window. Hang on, we're doing a cat count.
The doctor says a gooey addiction and a power trip. God help us.
No kidding.
Oh man,
Brian, thank you for having us, sir. That guys, we were planning on a 1 hour show, and we wrapped up after more than 2.5 hours. And then Charlie and I talked to him off camera for another half hour. And then Charlie went to bed finally at 11:30. And Brian and I talked for like another 20, 30 minutes.
Great guy. Very informative. Uh-oh, John. He never got the notification. It's a video with an arrow pointing up, John.
Paula says, "Does everyone smack the like button? And while you're at it, smack Rob around some too."
So slow. So slow. I thought you were going to get caught up. The silver wrench.
That she just busted my chops, son.
Dirt Devil Detective. How's it going? We're waiting for Rob to get caught up here.
Yeah, I thought I was doing a pretty good job. Thank you, Savage Batman. Rob, if you ever make a movie, you have the permission to use my name. Thank you, Martin, because I just may be Martin Smythe as a character because it's just such a cool name.
It is.
I know a lot of people don't like their names. I like my name.
Menardo?
Well, I prefer not to use that as my first name, okay? Even though I do enough Menardo things, Charlie, that it could be my first name.
Oh, boy. The sadistic picker.
A gooey is all you need for that extra burst of speed. That even rhymes.
Mr. Jim Duncan.
Paula says, that is Charlie's Sunday go-to-meeting hat. Yes, it is. That's his dress hat, okay? Morning, Tanya.
Well, no, Brad brought out a point that between the headphones and I always wear a black cap, it was going to be so hot out at FH9 that I was like, yeah, you're right. So I had a white one made.
I still don't know, folks, how he could wear that hat at FH9 and it still look as perfect as it does now because he did have it on all day Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Jackson says, Charlie, if you're waiting for Rob to get caught up, I'll be right back. I need to mow the lawn and wash my car real quick. Zach is hilarious. Oh, man.
He'll come back and we'll just be doing the first duck race, okay? Good morning, Jeremy, Bells, Jim Steele, Tanya, Chris. Good morning, Chris.
And Letitia's got his package from CW Tex. Can't wait to show it off. Patty, good morning, Patty.
Zaxxon, he could hold the whole stream hostage over a gooey shipment.
Wow, you're catching. I'm not catching some of those.
This is for the new ride.
Oh,
What is it?
look what Denise just got me. She just got back from Walmart. She says, "I know you lost all your window stickers in your truck that went down because she named my truck Tucker. It was Tucker the Ford Ranger. So guys, she bought me my first window sticker for my new vehicle.
Oh, that's cute.
Yes, guys, I am a.
Groku on board.
Can you see him there? My little Grogu. That's as far as my. I am a Grogu fanatic, guys. And the Mandalorian is the man.
Swift is already yelling rig for the first duck race.
All right, we'll make sure he loses.
Oh, bigger, says the sadistic picker.
Finders keepers. I don't get notifications for a lot of videos, and sometimes I'll get them 5 minutes after they start.
Yep.
Dirt Devil Detective with an apostrophe N. I like that, Dirt Devil.
Hello
Silver
again.
Red, good morning.
Hello again.
Rob, do the cats get gooeys? No, they do not.
They get goodies.
They do get goodies, but not gooeys. Get the paste thing. Show me. Let me show you.
What?
Guys, you want to get those the paste things in the tube. You want to turn your cats into crack addicts. Let me show you what to get. They might do circus tricks for these things. They're called delectable squeeze ups. Look at this. I'm promoting some company I've never heard of. You squeeze this out of a tube. It's like a paste. Oh my God, they're like Charlie is for gooeys over these things. Okay. Oh, Denise is gonna do a. We're gonna do a live stream demonstration here.
Come here.
YouTube algorithms. Awesome, Patty.
How to herd cats.
Oh, right on there, Dan. Got me a DS2 and decided to make 2 detectors out of it today. May have a few questions for Southern Relic Adventures.
Wow, how does everybody know he's going to be on? I said a mystery guest.
Well, people from his stream, buddy.
I told him. Well, cool, because I hope we have
some of those.
I hope we have a few Deus people in here that
There is people there.
Deus people here. Thank you, honey.
There is.
Mm-hmm.
There is people there.
No, it's Deus.
Okay, well, there is.
Show me Chris is here cooking breakfast. I hope everyone is doing well. Jim Duncan. Okay, I'm just now to Zaxxon's comment, so hope he's back from mowing the lawn. Sadistic Picker says, "Hey, Rob, Charlie, and the fantastic peanut gallery. That's us, all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Dress styrofoam or dress straw. There you go, Tony. Good morning, Miss Patty Disharoon, the ring magnet person who detects.
She's on ring 33.
Are you freaking serious? That's more than us and Team Lynch have together. Glad I didn't go against her, Charlie.
I don't know if that's in total or for the year.
Oh, okay.
Not sure.
Well, if that's for the year, that's kicking butt. We need to slow down the chat, not by seconds, but by Menardo bits per second, Mbps. Absolutely.
You see what Hobby put after you guys were showing that squeezable cat food? That's the main ingredient they put in Charlie's gooeys.
Well, you know, it could be because it's pretty much the same consistency. They're over here rolling around on the ground, Charlie, like they're on crack or something.
That's how I am after I eat the gooeys. He might be onto something there.
Morning, Troy. Charlie, I received the prize that you donated. Thank you so much. There you go, Mr. Troy. Oh, and speaking of prizes, no, folks, I got a comment saying I think the mailman, it was a kind of a dig at me. I think the mailman lost my prize because I didn't get it. I am behind on my prizes, guys. I'm going to work on them today after Marlon's stream. And Denise is in the kitchen going, uh-huh. Jeremy, yes, sir. See, Silver Wrench knows what they are. He says our cats love those. Jeremy's going to be down in 2 weeks. I am not passing up another gold ring, Jeremy.
Zaxxon says we ought to figure out a birthday and bring people on stream for an entire peanut gallery roast. That would be fun. And John says about that poll, I found a beautiful curb strip full of 1800s Victorian style homes, like a quarter mile long and 8 feet wide. Got to be some goodies in there, man.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Where's that at? Charlie and I are heading there after the stream.
Troy's telling you now that you're rolling, Rob, you guys got to get together and get out there.
Yes, because I'm just going to make this comment. Because nobody would come pick me up for 3 months.
J-Man.
Good morning, J-Man. Good morning, Epic Adventures in Paradise.
Hey, Howard. Good morning.
It was good to see J-Man's dad this morning, John Long Silver Rails, who gave us the Sunday of the month, Sunday of the year it was.
Hey,
Nessie Hole is here.
You see what James put? I haven't detected any curb strips, but I have picked up strippers on the curb. You nut. Rebecca's going to slap the crap out of him.
See, there's just so many Park Rat Pat jokes that could go with that comment that I could respond to.
The Bad Idea Lab. What's up, bub?
Well, James, I hope you found some silver and gold with a couple of them, okay?
Pat, past and present metal detected. Good morning.
Finder says it's only 17 hours to North Washington, PA. Absolutely, sir. I got family in Baltimore. I got family in Pennsylvania. Thank you, J-Man. Like number 53.
Yeah, Silver Wrench brought up a point. In Vegas, you're not allowed to dig any holes. You have to use like a probe or a screwdriver to pop it.
Let me tell you something, guys. I tried. One of the guys at the club gave me and I know this is going to sound weird. Let me rephrase this. Gave me a metal detecting probe kit that you could do that with. Guys, I tried that for one time in a park that you weren't supposed to dig. It's even with the 6-inch coil, it's damn near impossible to hit that item in the ground with an item that's the size of a nail. Okay, it's just not easy to do. And even if you hit that item, how the hell are you going to get it out of the ground?
Yeah. Michael Coley, good morning.
Yeah, using probing. Yeah, I don't like it. I've tried it and
Troy responded to your comment, buddy.
I know, and he did say he was coming up one day, and I waited, and then he never came. Hey, Rob, you available tomorrow? I can come up and get you. And then that's wind noise.
Cold surface mining, says Ohio Freddy.
Show me, Chris, as I just learned something new about curb strips. It depends where the curb strips are, Chris.
Mr. Chris Robert, good morning to you, buddy.
Gold diggers, you must mean, James says. James, I'm not even sure if most of the girls on the Vegas curb strip even have ambitions of being a gold digger.
We are at 57, says Tom Kingery. Can we get to that 80, guys?
Crazy Man Mercury says, we're lucky we got paved roads. But yeah, Troy, I'm going out tomorrow, Troy. So if you want, I can head that way, sir. I just want to get a coil and a shovel to the ground. And if it's a curb strip in St. Pete, that would just make me happy. Thank you,
Denise.
Jim Steele says, where are those curb strips? I want to go to those. Thank you, Tom.
There's John CZ Kid. He might have a couple of questions for the teach as well.
Good morning, Denise Kidder. Hope you're both doing well. Thank you, Denise. I saw you in Pat's stream and Swifty Swim. I did not call you to go out Friday night because I had to get up at 6 o'clock Saturday morning at 7 to take care of the neighbor's dogs. He's actually paying Denise and I to take care of his dogs. He's gone for 4 or 5 days on vacation. He's got 3 dogs next door, and they are very weak bladder dogs. And if you don't let them out every 2 or 3 hours, you have messes to clean up. So I wanted to make sure I got over there first thing in the morning and the last thing at night. So I need to be there about 1 a.m. to let them out, 6 to 7 a.m. to let them out. So Denise, there was no way that I could get to the beach this weekend. Sorry I didn't call you. And plus my hip's been bothering me so much that it was just gonna be one of those painful nights, and I just didn't want to deal with it until I feel a little better.
Mr. Scott Jarvie.
You're right, Lisa. Probing is tedious. We are spoiled. You're absolutely correct. Zaxton says, well, now I guess I know why all the coins coming up have screwdriver stab marks in them. Yeah, that's true. You know, it's funny because Clark's Cove does that, is it Tuesday or Thursday night stream where he does his penny collection, his father's wheat pennies that he dug up 40 years ago. And some of them have screwdriver marks because they did probing back then.
The doctor says on those kind of curb strips, you have to give out gold and silver, not find it.
Yeah, you're not finding treasure. You're paying for the treasure, okay?
Brad puts no curb strippers unless you want a bad case of gooeyes. Oh, man.
Charlie will think about that for a split second before you see it. He goes, I don't care. I don't just eat it anyway.
Oh, hey, Linda.
Took us 45 years to get 3 stoplights. Wow. Sadistic Picker makes a good point. So if you can't dig in Vegas, how do they put up anything construction or signpost? That's a really good point. Well, because they give them a permit for that probably. Marty says, good morning, Denise. Oh, I guess he meant the other Denise too. Well, good morning to both of you.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
might come that way. Okay. No worries, Joy. I'll be happy to come down Monday because I also want to give you something that I forgot to give you for your buddy that bought those 2 items. I have some more stuff, and I've been wanting to get that way. Morning, John, CZ Kid. Good morning, Linda Bennett. Using a probe ends up making a small hole to get them out, but the perception is probes do not make holes. Linda, yeah, I understand that, Linda, but it would need, I mean, you'd have to have like a long pair of needle nose pliers or something, or a curved pair of needle nose pliers, which I have. But I mean, even then, you know, suppose you got a key date coin or you got a fragile piece of jewelry. I agree, John. Ridiculous. I agree.
Dan says,
I mean, there's just so many.
Dan says, just use a big screwdriver and slide you down index finger on the rod to the coin. Easier the you think. Easier than you think.
You get your index finger and a rod down there. Now you're talking a hole this big. So just why not use a hand digger? Hooker treasure, says Sadistic Picker.
Luderate, what's up, Frank?
The PA relic hunters are in the group.
Oh, hey, Dave.
Kimberly said she's got a new short up found yesterday with her new manicore that she took up there with us.
Nice.
It was great spending the weekend with Kimberly. I don't know if Kimberly enjoyed spending the weekend with me because of my snoring. Thank you, Miss Lisa. Have you ran all 3 stoplights in the same day yet, Miss Mercury? Oh, that would be hilarious. Yeah, Doctor says a permit equals a greased palm.
AZ Treasure Hunting Duo. Good morning, Jason. What's up,
Good
brother?
morning, Bob Mazzoli.
Hey,
I love
Bob.
his. I love his character on his.
Yeah, that's great.
On his thumb. Dude, good morning. Do the curb strips and public parking lots count? AZ Treasure Hunting Duo. I have a couple in our metal detecting club, a husband and wife, and they go to very popular shopping malls that have big parking lots and have a the curb strip grass, like the little medians that separate each row of parking things. And they tell me you wouldn't believe how much change they get out of those walking areas from the parking lot to the mall. They do that like maybe once every couple months, and he tells me they get tons of change out of that.
Brewers, what's up, Jeff? Let's go. Jason says, oh man, the chat is moving fast. He's got it on a delay. Or are you just messing with us, Jason?
Jeremy says, for everybody that doesn't know, if you've never been to Florida, you can play a regulation game of soccer on the curb strips in Florida. We do have some wide curb strips. Troy took us some nice curb strips down there in St. Pete. So, hey, Mr. Campers, Kids and Campers is here. Dennis is here. Charlie, I don't know if you said hi to him or not.
I didn't see Dennis. Hey, Dennis.
There you go. Teach a rat dog to dig those holes, and then it's not you digging. That's a good idea, Zaxxon. It's amazing how much we get blamed for turtle and tortoise holes and mole holes here in Florida. I'm like, no, that's not a metal detecting hole.
The Super Bowl 30.
BN Us Odyssey. BN Us Odyssey. Good morning, everyone, and good morning to you, and thank you for being here. Jason says, like number 69, yeah. I get to say that every time I'm on the Clarkson. They say Cobra's for life, and I go, Cobra 69 right here. Yeah, it takes practice to pull with a screwdriver. I would imagine that, Ohio Fred. Like I said, I've tried it because I don't have practice at it, and it was hard for me. PA Relic Hunters, guys, I'm fairly new to your channel, but let me tell you something. Since I have started watching your guys' video and going back and watching videos, I really enjoy your guys' videos.
They have great content, great videos.
I'm telling you.
The footage. And they go out there, man. They do the hike.
Well, see, that's the problem. I couldn't hike as far as some of their trips they do. But, each guy's got a specialty or a different thing he does. It's kind of like Dalton, Troy, and I. We each got our strong points and our weak. Well, I don't know if Dalton's got any weak points, but Denise just says some of us are special. I'm short but special. Yeah. Dr. Who says, personally, I prefer explosive to all this thing. Yeah, Caddyshack explosive. Kill all the gophers.
Here, Dennis just dropped his link.
Good morning, Pat Paul.
They are, Kimberly.
Kimberly says your snoring was only bad one night. LOL. Okay, I thought she was being serious here for a second. Good morning, Full Half. Yeah, Matthew Hall, I tried that, buddy, James, and the next thing I know, I was surrounded by 4 cops. He says, just bring some traffic cones, safety vests, and a hard hat. You can detect anywhere. Yeah, that didn't work for me. She called the police department and said, there's an unauthorized city worker digging holes in my yard. So there you go. Belle's found the screwdriver that she can detect with. Ohio Fred says, I used to hunt like a rabbit. Now I move like a turtle. That's me. When Jeremy was down the beach, he was running circles around me, Fred.
Check your phone there, Rob. Appreciate that, Chris. We had a good time on Brian's stream. That was a lot of fun. There was a lot of information, actually. It was really, really good. And just want to tell the Teach, thank you for having us on there. No, it's blowing up my phone now.
Good morning, Barnacles. I know there's just so many people to say hello to.
Mm-hmm. Got Relics, Rhode Island. What's up, brother?
No worries, James. Mr. Brewer's here.
So behind.
Why did you say that, Charlie?
About 20 minutes ago.
I'm not that far behind. I'm 4 minutes behind.
In Menardo time.
Jackson says, I've never been to Florida. I'm from California, and they say Florida is worse kind of scared. No, Jackson, I love living here, Jackson. I have visited California one time, and your tourist locations are beautiful. The San Francisco Bay Area is beautiful, but yeah, I don't need to wake up worrying about mudslides, fires, tornadoes, floods. Yeah, just give me the occasional hurricane that you have a week for to get ready here in Florida.
I'm gonna try and pronounce this right, and I hope I get it. Guillaume.
I think Guillaume's pretty close, Charlie.
How you doing, Guillaume?
You see what Miss Mercury wrote? I found out the other day in North Carolina, if you're on the beach digging a hole, you do not have to fill it in unless it's 12 inches or deeper. Yes, that does sound ridiculous.
That's just stupid. I can't believe that. I mean, we have a responsibility to do that. It should just be that way. This is the way.
This is the way, Charlie.
This is the way. Not much, broski. Same old stuff here.
Okay. Sean Webb says, I went to get some boxes of halves after I watched Rob's video, but our bank lady said no. No new stock, and what we have is picked over, but she did have 2 Franklins. I hope you got the Franklin, Sean. Sean, I'm giving away secrets here. I belong to 6 banks, Sean. I keep a small amount of money in 6 banks. But there's only 2 banks that gets me halves, but I use those other 4 banks to take the coins back, because obviously in coin roll hunting, the one thing you don't do is take the coins back to the bank you get them from, or you're just going to keep buying your own same coins over. So you have to have what they call dump banks. So I use a couple banks here that have a whole bunch of branches, but I have 2 other banks to get me the coins. So yeah, Sean, you gotta go around. I mean, I went to Fifth Third Bank and I said, hey, if I open an account, can you guys get me coins? Oh, absolutely not. And I said, okay, thank you very much. No, not opening an account here. And then you walk into other banks. One bank said, well, we can't get your coins, but we have no problem taking whatever coins you want to bring us. So, all right, you ready, Charlie?
Let's do it. Stu's metal detecting. What's going on, sir? Haven Lord, good morning. There he is.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Pete, how you doing, sir?
Hang on one second. I got some background noise. Hold on.
All righty.
Hang on.
Yep, that's exactly right, Miss Mercury. That's exactly what I do. I order them on Monday, and they come in on Thursday. Honey, this coffee's perfect.
It's more like this, Rob. Not just a nose.
Sadistic picker. I used to use M80s to fish, but they frown on that these days. Yes, they do, sir.
Well, you guys, we got Brian here, the Southern Relic Adventurers. And
Hold on one second.
Oh, no, that's fine. You do your thing, sir. I'm just letting everybody know that you are here.
All right.
And we had a great time on his stream. Very informative. We learned a lot of stuff about the DS2 and other machines. We talked quite a bit about other things, but it was just a really, really good time.
Thank you, Chris.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, haven't checked him out. You go make sure you check him out. Very informative. Him, Calabash, TNN, Sharpshooter, Iffy Signals, they all do a great job of showing us the new machines and what they can do. They put it through the paces.
Right.
Good morning, Dot Rose, Rhode Island. Good morning.
AZ Moore.
It was so awesome having you guys on, and I think everyone just enjoyed, hearing from you guys. Y'all do this show every Sunday morning, and wow, I mean, you guys do a fantastic job, and I knew that my audience would just fall in love with you guys. For those people that don't watch your channel on a regular basis, I think you picked up some subscribers too. So
Yep, I did. I picked up 9.
Yeah, I think
thank you, folks. Awesome. I'll have to go to your channels and then I'll subscribe to you. It's been a busy week trying to get this stream set up and get back on in routine after we got back from Florida Hunt 9.
Right.
Good morning, Stu.
Texas Floating Riches.
Pat Paul's going to be trying out the Xterra Pro today. Can't wait. Pat Paul, I'm thinking about getting it. So, buddy, I'm with you there, man. Good luck with it.
PA Patriot Prospecting. What's up, Rob?
Not too much, Charlie. Doing pretty good.
The other Rob. There's so many Robs on this channel. It's YouTube robbery.
It is YouTube robbery.
Guys,
I don't know what happened to Rob. I don't know what happened to the third Rob Clark out in Oregon.
I don't know.
I'll have to go to his channel, give him a shout out.
Guys, I've used the Xterra Pro too. In fact, I have one right here. I can pull show it to you guys. I did it off my wall here.
Morning, Javier. Morning,
Hey,
Fat
Vernon.
Idea Lab. Morning, DNL.
So there's the Xterra Pro.
Yep.
And
Now, Brian, something I didn't ask you the other night, or
Yeah.
bring it up. How many detectors do you own, sir?
1, 2, 3, 4.
You got to count on the wall.
I've got 6 right now, or 7 right now. I don't know where my Vanquish is, but I have 7 of them. So I've got a Vanquish, I've got an Xterra Pro, I've got, of course, the XP AS2, I've got the Legend, and I've got different versions of the XP AS2. Of course, we talked a lot on the show the other night about the WS6, which is a fabulous unit, which I've got here in my hand with the puck. Just an awesome lightweight machine, and it's one of my favorites out on the beach. And it really does a fantastic job.
And for the price that you were saying, what was it, $7.99?
$7.99. If you look around, you might be able to find it a little bit cheaper. But if you want the lightest setup for the beach, that WS6 Master unit is going to be one of the best ones out there. It really is. It's just an awesome machine.
The doctor says, Brian, dang, 7 detector. Who funds that budget?
Well, I mean,
Well,
I'll be honest.
guys, he's got some very generous subscribers when we were on his stream. They really support his channel, guys.
Right. I've got some great, and they're, some of them are on here right now, and I really do. I've got a wonderful audience that shows up every Friday night at 7:30, and they contribute. We share information. They're very knowledgeable, and especially about the XP AS2. They love that machine, and it's just a fun time. And when we go live, I mean, I can expect those people to be there. We've got a very loyal following, and I can't say enough about my group. They're awesome.
And I will say that, the community in the whole, I mean, you got the DS2 users, you got MindLab users,
Right.
but when we were on your stream, just like here, everybody's just one big fam, right? Everybody's getting along, a good time. I mean, we were on there, and it's kind of like we were in the back room a little bit talking prior to the show started. And I'm looking at the chat and like, man, I don't know any of these people. What I'm gonna do? But everybody made everybody feel welcome. Yeah,
Charlie, there's a
great
question here for Brian.
Okay,
Sure.
Let me pull it up here.
Yeah, CZ Kid's one of my guys too. He says, I've got asked, thinking of a backup machine. Will it be a MindLab Xterra Pro? Equinox 700, 900 mana core. I do not need. XPAS fills that slot. Thoughts? CZ Kid, I know you. I'm pretty sure you got a DS2, but the WS6 would be my backup unit. You can get that for basically the same price range as a 700 or 900, and a little bit cheaper, and you're still getting the DS2 performance. You get lightweight. You get all that lightweight capability out on the beach. You can swing that thing all day long. There are multiple options for headphones too, and I think that's where a lot of people underestimate the versatility of this machine. Is that DS2 really has all those different things that you can use out on the beach, whereas some of the MindLab products, they've sort of restricted themselves with the headphones, and the XPAS2, you're not restricted. You've got a lightweight machine. You've got a bunch of different coil variations that you can use. You can use the 9-inch, you can use 11-inch, you can use a 13-inch, and it's just a great machine. And I love it out on the beach. I use it to relic hunt. It's my number one go-to machine for sure.
I'll add to that. With you saying that, there's also the thing of you wouldn't have to learn a new machine.
No,
right?
no.
I mean, the settings are a little bit different because it's on the puck, but other than that, you're still listening to this. Your tones and everything should be pretty much the same.
Everything is the same.
That's a good point, Charlie.
And my lab machines are really good machines, and of course I own a few my lab machines as well. But you can't beat my lab audio, and I really like the audio on the my lab machines. But for those of you that don't know, if you don't know about the DS2, they're getting ready to come out with an update, and we're thinking this update is really going to really help this machine out even more. It's already a great machine, as far as going out and doing the things that you want it to do. There's just so many ways that you can set up the DS2 that you really can't do with some of these other machines, and that's amazing.
Silverbolt 30, it's actually opposite. The Manicore is made. The company is Minelab. They're a company out of Australia, okay, and so that's the company name, just like Garrett and Nocta. Minelab's the corporation name, and then the Xterra Pro, the Equinox 600, Equinox 700, 800, and 900 are all their machines. And then the Manicore is their newest machine that they just came out with. And I'm sure Brian will agree with this.
Right.
To basically go head to head with the DS2.
Right. They will.
So that's Manicore's, or that's Minelab's high-end version to try and compete with the DS2, because the DS2 got a lot of hype and a lot of good reviews that came out. And I know there's more than one or two Minelab people that went over to the DS2.
Right, and they have, and again, and I know we talked about this on my show the other night. All these machines are so good. Their depth is just phenomenal. We've got a $269 beach machine. That's something that's almost unheard of. My lab releasing the Xterra Pro that you can hunt with on the beach. Now that's all that's going to do is open up the beach to people that never, maybe not even had the chance to go out on the beach, because they knew that they couldn't use their Nocta Simplex. They couldn't use their Garrett machines, especially if they got near the salt water. And now they're going to have a machine that's able to do that. So, kudos to Minelab for putting a machine in that price range that people can afford. Now they can go out on the beach, and we're going to have a lot of competition on the beach this summer, guys, because there's going to be a lot of those Xterra Pros, I think.
Oh yeah, I can imagine this summer is going to be nuts. I mean, it's already getting crowded now.
Right? Yeah.
I agree with Miss Mercury. I don't understand enough about the settings to be able to handle the Manicore or the DS2. Dalton had to help me a lot with the Equinox 800. So
well,
sure. I'm not for the little bit of depth that's going to give me. Dalton and I and Troy have talked it over. I'm not, for the extra money, I'm not going to go to the Manicore, and if that's a Minelab machine, I'm happy with Minelab.
Right.
So yeah, I probably if somebody has a DS2 and is willing to let me try it for half an hour, I would love to try it. But yeah, I'm not probably investing in one anytime soon.
Rob, you come hang out with me. I'll get you hooked up for sure.
There you go, sir.
But let me tell you, the Manicore, and Rob and Charlie can probably attest to this, is probably one of the easiest machines as far as the user interface.
Oh, absolutely.
I think it
really,
is.
Charlie, it is?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Charlie.
The dashboard's so intuitive, and if you go into any other program, there's actually an info button that'll tell you exactly what setting's meant for. It'll break it down for you right there. So it's pretty neat. It's like the machine gives you a tutorial on how to adjust and do whatever you want to do right there in the unit itself.
Right.
But there is a lot in the machine, and I don't know. I know the DS2 comes with a lot you can do with it as well. But
Right.
there's stuff I haven't even touched yet.
Right. And the DS2 gives you just so many options, and I know some people might be a little bit scared of those options, but it's really not that hard to learn. And I can honestly say you could really turn on any of those programs and take them out to the beach or take them out in the woods or relic hunting or park hunting or coin shooting, whatever you may do. And you can set it up on any of those programs. And you don't even have to touch any of the settings if you didn't want to. And you're still going to be knocking fire with that machine. You really will. It's just, it is a very good machine. So, yeah, I can't say no. But again, you know, not everybody can afford a DS2. And some people, you know, have budgets, and I get that. And there are so many great options right now. You've got the Xterra Pro, you got the Simplex, you got the Not the Legend, you got the Equinox machines, you got the WS6. So there's a machine for every budget, and it just depends on what machine you get used to, you know.
Well, and the other thing too is, as much as it's going to be coming out, as much as those machines are being thrown out there, the prices are going to come down because they're you know, the competition's everything, and that's good for everybody.
Well, the Xterra is 600. The Equinox 600 is $200 less than it was 3 years ago.
Right. Yeah. It definitely is. And it's a great machine. I had an Equinox 800 that I used for 4 years.
I mean, when I bought the Xterra 705, which was a mid-range machine, that was my first machine I bought in 2019. And then 2 years later, when I got the Equinox 800, also for $799, the difference of that machine for the same price was unbelievable. The technology.
Yeah, you know, and I think, and I'll say this, I used to play a ton of golf. In fact, I worked in a pro shop when I got out of college. And one thing that always stuck with me was there used to be this older gentleman that would come in my golf shop, and he would go in there and he'd hit balls and play around with the clubs, and he would look over there at me. He said, "Well, what do you think about that?" And I said, "Well, that looks pretty good." And he would say, "Well," he said, "I got one thing that you need to remember about all of this." He says, it's not the arrow, it's the Indian. And it all boils down to what we do with those machines and how we learn them and use them and so on. So, you know, yes, I think the DS2 gives me a better advantage in the style of hunting that I do, but that's not to say that somebody with an Xterra Pro or Bounty Hunter or a Garrett AT Pro couldn't find some of the same things that I'm finding with that DS2.
Yeah, and there's a gentleman, he's not here this morning, but he has a Manicore, but he loves his Bounty Hunter.
Right.
You know, it's just what you love to see.
Yeah, you know, it's what works for you, you know, and again, do I think some of these machines could give you some slight advantages? Yes, I do. But do I think that all these machines are going to find something? Yes, they're all going to find something. It just depends on how we use them and what we do with them and how we learn them. And once you get used to something, sometimes that's just hard to change. And if it's still working for you, why change? You know,
absolutely. Yeah.
Ryan, did you see Dirt Devil's comment?
Yeah, he said he was talking to a dealer about the DS2 Lite, wanted to order a shaft. He recommended against it, said it was flimsy. Dirt Devil detecting, it just depends on what kind of shaft you're getting. Now, XP does make a lighter shaft, which is actually made of plastic. I actually have one on my 11-inch coil, but you can also buy some third-party shafts. And if you buy the 13-inch coil for the XP DS2, it actually comes with a lower bottom half shaft that is a carbon fiber shaft, so it doesn't flex when you're swinging it because of that big coil on the end. And I have the 13-inch coil, and it does have the lower carbon fiber shaft on it. And but anyway, yeah, hey, you got my email. Send me an email, and I'll be glad to help you and assist you with that.
There you go. I want to say hello real quick to Surfside Dan. Rob Weigold's here. Beth Cornett.
Morning,
Incognito just joined us. Who else? Captain in the squad. Good morning, Captain in the squad.
Right.
And I know.
Shirley, I can't believe I've actually said hi to all those people typing before you got them. I'm feeling caught up here, buddy.
Well, I didn't want to interrupt you guys' conversation there, sir.
Me neither. That's why I was typing hellos. You see what Doctor Who put? Let me
I
know
did
when
not.
the prices reach poor as dirt, and then I can get me one.
Oh boy.
Dr. Who Brian's our comedian of the room here, okay?
Okay, I
We
love
got a
it.
few. We got a few of them here.
Him and Jackson will keep us going.
Backbreaking metal detector. Good morning.
Wow.
Right.
So,
Why go
Brian, I do have a
about it?
question for you
Okay.
about the unit, the DS2. And I'm learning the Manicore, but in the Manicore it says like custom 1, custom 2, custom 3, right?
Right. Right.
So if I choose, let's say I took general and I customized it, well, I can only use general in customized mode, right? I can't turn it off and on. Do
Right.
you have that with the DS2, or can you save more than one custom?
You can save more than one custom. You've got extra slots that you can actually put those programs into. And the good thing about the DS2 is that you can flip back and forth between those customized programs and any other program.
That's
So
awesome.
there you go. Look at there, Rob. You just got a big donation right there. But yeah, you can flip back and forth. So one thing that I do with the DS2, and some people on here might love to would love to hear this, is that like when you go out on the beach and you get over a sort of suspect target, what you can do is, let's say you're using the beach program or one of the beach programs, and you got another program that maybe helps identify it a little bit better. You can flip over to that other program and check and cross-check those programs. And that
That's
just
way
makes
cool.
it so much easier. And once it's saved in that slot, it's always there. You know, like with the Manicore and with the Equinox machines, once you turn those things off, then you turn it back on, it just basically comes back to, I think, the same settings, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So, but this you can set it up, and you can set up those programs, and you can have as many. Well, you can't have a lot. I mean, all of them. You can't fill up. You'll fill up every slot, but you can flip back and forth.
Michael says there's 12 slots on the DS2. He believes.
Right. That's exactly right. Michael's exactly
Brian,
right.
We're getting as many great comments here tonight about metal detectors as we did Friday night in your show.
Right.
Whatever you swing, you just need to know your detector and what it's telling you. That is so true. No matter what you swing,
Right.
the better you know the detector, the better you'll do with it. Lisa says Cabela's had the Xterra on the shelves there for $269. My channel sponsor, Detector Warehouse, they've got the Xterra down to $269 and free shipping, and they give you 5 free metal detecting accessories with it when you order it. I mean, that's why I order from Detector Warehouse, guys. I know each one of us has our own little thing, but they're my sponsor, so I'll put a plug in for them. And then
you see Tom Riley there, Rob?
Yep. I thank Tom. Tom, that was unnecessary, but thank you very much. I know exactly what I'm going to do for that. I'm going to help that other person get that 705. So thank you,
awesome,
Tom. Somebody else said they found their first gold ring with an Ace 250.
Right.
Howard, Epic Adventures in Paradise. He had an inexpensive machine. He found a Rolex under a tree. Took it to a dealer. They ran the serial number. The person who bought it, each Rolex has a microscopic serial number, and whoever bought it never registered with Rolex, so they had nobody they could get it back to. So Howard wound up using the money to upgrade to a really good metal detector. And I think there's going to be a lot of people with those stories. Troy got his first good gold ring with an inexpensive detector. He used to go out and get the 600. There's a lot of people that have those stories, and that's great. But like you said, there's so many, 3, 4, 5 years ago, for $299, you got one of the yellow Garretts, and that's pretty much all that was available at that price, unless you were going to Amazon for a $99 detector. But now in the
He's frozen.
your waterproof machines, you're getting most across everybody.
Michael Coley had a good question for you, and I think he's directing it towards Charlie, because Charlie, you got the Manicore, I believe, and Rob, you got the Equinox. But he wanted to know what beach settings do you run with the Manicore?
The sea and salt water.
Okay.
Even when I'm like by the wet sand, it seems to be more stable for me. You know what I mean? I'm still learning the machine, so
Right.
I could be doing a few things wrong, but I like the sea and salt water. Yeah, that's the one I think I run the most, and then just a general beach program, like if I'm up in the dry. And I
Right.
am like with the Noxes and stuff like that. I always just left it in auto tracking, and I had mentioned that in the stream that I've when I'm at the beach, like if I'm doing a park or something like that, yeah, I ground balance.
Right.
But if I'm at the beach, I just generally leave it in auto track, and I think the Nox defaults to that anyways. The 600 did, I believe.
Right.
And I just go. You know what I mean? Noise cancel if I'm by some wires or anything like that when I'm first coming in. But other than that, the Nox, I would do that. And the Manicore, I had the same habits. But then I saw some videos and actually some of the comments in the chat that go ahead and try and ground balancing it. And I did that when I found that gold ring.
Right.
I ground balanced it, and I was out there and I popped that ring. Not saying that it made how much of a difference or what, but I've been trying it, so we'll see how it keeps going. There's such a learning process to it. You get these guys out there that they're think they're just the masters of everything. It's like you with your machine right now with the DS2. There's still so much stuff you can do with it that you're uncovering, right? And then you got
there's still things that I'm learning, and with the next update that's coming out on this machine, it's going to be, it's almost going to be like I've got to learn some of these things over again because of mainly some of the things that they're probably changing. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. That I can't wait for that to happen, and I know a lot of my viewers are really excited about the update. There was a comment up there about the Manicore. Whenever they turn their machine off and they turn it back on, their settings are saved. But I know that's the case. The cool thing about the DS2 is that again, you can flip back and forth. Like you can have your custom program, that you can go to and you can check a target. So for instance, I've got one program, the dive program on the DS2, which is really good and really deep, and it's made for diving. But the target ID on it is better than the beach sensitive program, which is on the DS2. So when I want to check a target and get sort of a closer range of what that target could possibly be, then I can flip over straight to the dive program right while I'm detecting and checking. See that ID is really close, then that's going to tell me, hey, that could be a gold ring, or that could be something silver, a higher conductive target, and so on. So that's what makes that really, really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know you can save the settings on the Manicore,
right.
But my thing is, if I saved it in general,
right,
well, it overrides the general program, right? So when I go to general, it's under that for my customs.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I've used Manicore. I don't have nearly the amount of hours that you have on it. I've just, I don't have that actual machine. I've actually used a friend of mine. So, those tests that you saw me doing with it were basically someone else. It's actually Surfside Dan who's on here tonight. So, yeah.
Hey, Greenie. Well, again,
Sorry, I got a question for Brian. Brian, have you ever sold any of your detectors?
Have I ever sold any of mine? I sold my Equinox 800. I have the original XP DS. I sold both of those machines because here's what I was doing before the DS2. I would use my DS1 to hunt in the iron when I relic hunted, and I would use my Equinox out on the beach, and that was it. But then when the DS2 came out, I found my Equinox just sitting over there in the corner all by itself.
You thought pretty much that the DS2 did everything the Manicore and that the 800 and the DS1 did.
I do, and in some cases, a lot better. In some of those instances, it's just and each machine has its strength. Just like the Manicore right now. I like the tones on the Manicore. I do. I love the audio on the Manicore. I love that the Manicore is super deep. But and I love that the user interface is really, really easy to learn. But the main reason why I'm not using a Manicore right now is mainly because of in iron. I just found it to be a little bit shaky, and I know MindLab's working on it. And I think once they get that update put in place, I think we're going to see a big improvement out of the ManaCore. Definitely.
See, I can't tell you how many people we talked to in the metal detector community that was their first detector.
Uh-oh. We lost your visual there, Rob.
Yeah.
Siren Silverstash, how's it going? Did we lose Rob?
Dan said that Beach General is great on the ManaCore too, Rob. And I've tried all of those out on the Beach General, and I've tried low conductors, Beach low conductors. I don't know if you've tried that on the ManaCore.
Yeah, but I seen a video, and I think it was it might have been TNN Sharpshooter that was talking about the low conductors,
Right.
and it was actually missing targets.
Right. And
it's kind of like, you know.
Well, and I will say this: you do want to listen to Sharpshooter because he was one of the testers for the ManaCore.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
He definitely
Happy
knows.
Chappy, good morning to you, and thank you for the $2. Thank you as well, John CZ Kid. Oh,
Yeah,
Rob realized he's gone.
Oh Lord, he must have got a complete knockout. He's back.
That's not good. We need him for the races because I believe we passed that hating number to unlock a prize here. So
Metal Detecting with the CZ Kid says, I like the Equinox 600 with the 10x5 Coltec coil. Outstanding setup. Do not have them any longer, but I enjoy that setup. He's responding to Homestead detectors. So there you go, Homestead detectors.
AZ Treasure Hunting got their Xterra Pro from Cabela's.
Okay, yeah, and Cabela's, I try to buy from local dealers because that, I just believe in that. And but if you can't find one and it's just been dragging out, then sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. Unfortunately,
yeah, I hear you, brother. I actually I bought mine from historyseekers.net.
right.
Heath Jones, great guy.
Heath is awesome. Heath is a great guy.
Yeah, and I've ordered all my machines through him, but and I ordered back in September, and I got they were giving. I hate to say it, he got the runaround by the Man Lab like most dealers did, and unless you're a big box store, he got the runaround. And then I got we got him back. I got turned on.
I had to reload on my computer, and I was so afraid I was going to lose the whole screen, but it worked.
No, you didn't lose us. We were still out here in Netherworld.
Let me good morning, Marlon. Welcome. Let me get a couple comments in here. First off, hey, good morning, Brockton. Thank you. I want to thank Tom Riley for that. That was unnecessary, Tom, but thank you very much. I did send Tom to my supplier detector warehouse when he wanted to buy his Xterra. They didn't carry it then, Tom, but they actually got it 3 days in after you called. They now carry the Xterra. This is what Charlie was talking about a month ago when he tried getting his ManaCore. MindLab started shipping all their machines to the big box people and not to their local suppliers like Charlie's guy. So Charlie wound up getting the ManaCore from somebody else, from a big box store, and then right after he did it, his small guy got it. So he had two of them. So yeah, my guy, Detector Warehouse, just got in the Xterra Pro. They just got in the 700, and they just got in the 900. I'm not sure if they've got the ManaCore yet. But yeah, Tom, if you'd have called them 3 days later, they would have had it in there. But thank you for trying.
Surfside Dan's got a good comment. He said this over on my channel as well. MindLab needs to change the flashlight or the LED light on the ManaCore from white to red because of the turtles, which we have here in South Carolina.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Is it that bright that it's that bright?
It's pretty bright, and they don't want you disturbing those turtles. Definitely.
No, turtles are a big thing here in Florida too. Trust me.
Right. So yeah, the red would be really good if they would do that. I
actually hunt with two guys that actually wear red lighted headlight lamps because they don't want to be out there in turtle season with a bright white light. Right.
Rob, some guy, PA Patriot Prospecting just said, "Who is your guy from metal detectors?" You might want to say that again or put that.
Detector Warehouse. They have two warehouses. They have one in Texas and one in California. My salesman and the company rep is John, Jon. He sent me the new XT31 Dragon shovel for me to try out, and he sent me a $10 discount code called Rob10 to take $10 off that new shovel. Charlie's seen that shovel. Troy and Dalton, it's a great shovel. It's a teeny bit heavier than the Lesh, but it's got the serrated edges on both sides. Why are you guys laughing?
Because there's a funny comment. It's a comment.
Jackie's comment. Oh boy.
Beard and Risha are in here, and she's talked about her manicore, and Beard talks about his beard. Did you guys both get a manicore?
That'd be nice if you got 2 manicures. That's a nice setup for sure.
Yeah. Russell got one. He won that giveaway, so waiting to see how he does with it.
Yeah,
That
that was
So I
awesome.
can say this: both people that won detectors from you are pretty freaking ecstatic. Okay.
Dale the Whistle Pig, what's up, bud? Incognito. Say hello real quick to a couple people.
Oh yeah, y'all. How many y'all got in here right now? That's what I was looking.
I'm not sure.
I can't-
Risha says they have 2, Rob. Nice.
Wow! Congratulations to you guys. Good for you guys. All right, that's all I had. You guys can go back to talking technical.
What's up, Greenie?
So Rob, what do you run on your Equinox on the beach? That's my question.
It's funny. I dig Daytona a lot, and he runs all the time in Beach 2. Well, he just got the new manicore, but when he was running the 800, he ran Beach 2 all the time, whether it was sand or down in the wet sand and water. I strictly do Beach 1 on the dry sand. As soon as I put the thing at the water line and I'm getting my coil wet, I switch to Beach 2. I have found that if you stay in Beach 1 in the water, it's a little chirpy. But
Right.
as soon as you go to Beach 2 in the water, that thing becomes as quiet as a church mouse. And I don't like a chirpy machine. I don't like a chirpy machine, period. I'll adjust my settings to where my machine goes quiet. So yeah, I do Beach 2 in the water and Beach 1 in the dry sand.
Right. Right.
And in field, everywhere else I detect, I'm in Park 1. And sometimes I wonder if Dalton gets more solar rings than me because he does Park 2.
Right.
Which, when you read the Andy Savage book on the Equinox, Part 2 is the way they do the curve settings with all the integrated frequencies. Part 2 is a little more heavy on the frequency for silver, so maybe, but I just can't stand. I cannot stand the frequencies of Part 2 on the Equinox.
Right.
I just don't. So I run Part 1. If I get into a high EMI area, the Groeny Boys, John from the Groeny Boys taught me this. Go to single frequency 15 hertz. And as soon as I did that once in an area EMI, within 30 seconds of switching to the single frequency, I picked up a barber dime over
Right.
a property we've been over.
Yeah, the frequencies are different on both of those programs. And again, like you said, Part 2 is way more for higher conductive targets, and Part 1 for the lower conductive targets, if I remember correctly. On
Yeah.
Equinox.
I've been using a coin shooter program that Metal put out.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, Metal does a great job.
and that thing's pretty cool. Haven't hit a silver coin with it yet, but I'm liking it.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. Just a little bit about some people.
See you,
were
David
asking-
Laurie. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Some people were asking about the days too, and of course you heard Surfside Dan talk about he was going to turn his machine into 2 machines, and that's another good thing because if you buy the Deus 2 with the regular remote, you get a pair of WS6 headphones, and this puck is on the side of those headphones, and so you basically, when you buy Deus 2, you really are you're getting 2 machines because you can turn the puck into another machine. All you need is a shaft and a coil, and you got another machine that you can set up. And that's what makes it really neat. And then they make an adapter that you can slide on the back of this, where you can plug in any type of headphones you want. And that makes it really cool. And then you've got
that puck comes with the Deus too.
It comes if you buy the regular DS2 with the full size remote, and you buy it with the WS6 headphones. And so you got two machines, you know, and you're talking even with, and I know I mentioned this to you guys, even with the 11-inch coil on that machine, if you put the WS6, you put that puck on there, you're talking about 2.6 pounds that you're swinging out on the beach. And for some people, that's a game changer in itself. I had an E-Track that I used from 2014 to 2016. And that thing was wearing my arm out. And that's what eventually drove me to XP Deus, was because I needed something lighter. And so I went with the XP Deus and never looked back until the Equinox came out. I said, oh, this multi-frequency stuff is going to be awesome. And so I got an Equinox, but I still used my Deus, especially in heavy iron. And that's where that machine shines. But I don't know that a lot of people are underestimating the power of that machine as far as coin shooting goes. I found a massive amount of coins just this past year with that DS2, whereas my DS1 wasn't quite as good on coins as the DS2. And part of that could have been the reason of that could have been the way I had that machine set up. I was running it to hunt for, you know, Civil War buttons and Revolutionary War buttons and that kind of stuff. So my silver count went way down. But then when I got this machine, all of a sudden, wham, just, you know, silver's flying out of the ground left and right for me.
I wish I had that problem.
George, you see Marty's comment?
Yeah. Yeah, I do run that in 5-tone. I think initially it might have been 2-tone, but I think I switched it to 5-tone. But that might have been a fault on my behalf, because I was going through the programming when I got the machine, and I know that he had done several videos on it, and he was showing his silver program, coin shooting program, and I started following that, but I might have missed a step and left it in 2-tone, or it's supposed to be in 2-tone. But yeah,
right. Metal Detecting the CZ Kid said, so I can turn my XP Deus 2 into an XP Deus 2 Lite. Yes, if you have the WS6 headphones, you could turn it into another machine. So you're really getting two machines. You're also getting, guys, you're getting a 5-year warranty, which I think a lot of people underestimate that too.
That would be great, because I'd still be taking my 800 in the water if it was still under warranty right now. But
exactly. Well, Rob, when I sold my Equinox 800, it was out of warranty. And so I was so afraid of taking it in the water that it was going to, you know, start.
It's funny. I've been doing this live stream for a couple years now. I'm not sure how long. I think me and Charlie have been together over a year now, but like 2.5, 3 years I've been doing this live stream on Sundays, and I don't think we've missed a Sunday yet. But so I was doing it when I was fairly new with my Equinox, and I kept telling people, folks, it's a water machine. Don't be scared to take it in the water. They guarantee it. It's a water machine. And then everybody would come into my stream and go, hey, Rob, how's your 800 doing? It's in the shop right now because it got wet. And I did. I kept telling, and Dalton would go, nope, mine's not going to the water. Troy would go, nope, mine's not going to the water. And both of those guys still have their original machines because they've never gotten wet. They work perfect. And I went through four, control pods. But now that the 800's out of warranty, I'm not taking it in the water.
Well, supposedly where it was leaking is where you attach your charging cable. There's a seal right around that piece on that plastic. That was what.
Well, if you look at Gigmasters, he had 2 or 3. He did like some micro close-ups, and you could see the cracks in that plastic around the charging area.
Right.
And then he put it underwater and he held it in that tank with the blue bubbles, and you could see those bubbles come right through those micro cracks.
Right. Someone asked me, I have the DS1 and I have both the puck and remote, so I can get another shaft and coil and have 2 machines. If you have the WS4 headphones, I believe, for the DS1, you could do that. I haven't I haven't used the Deus One now in almost a year and a half, almost 2 years, really. But you should be able to do that.
Buddy Biggs Adventures, what's going on? Hey, Rob, you need to set up a race there, sir.
Right. Arizona Treasure Hunting Duo says, we can't believe the wireless headphones aren't available for the Xterra Pro. Any word on when they'll be available? Arizona Treasure, I can give you a workaround if you want it. You can actually buy a low latency Bluetooth transmitter, and you can plug it into the back of the Xterra Pro and get you a pair of Bluetooth low latency headphones. That would be the workaround until they get these headphones out. But even when the headphones do finally make it, the problem you're going to have is that those headphones are pretty expensive. The ML105s and the ML85s, I think, were the two. I think that's right. But the 105s, and Charlie's got them with his Manicore. Those are pretty pricey. And then the 85s, I think are going to be over $100. So
can you use the Charlie's W8 module with those?
You cannot use the WMO8, and that's where I think mine made a bad mistake. Why didn't they just make this where you could use any headphones with it, or make it where it worked with the old Equinox headphones?
Make it backward compatible. That's right. You would think they would have learned from Apple making that mistake when they changed and didn't make stuff backwards compatible.
Well, I hate it because a lot of people they want these machines, but then when they find out, hey, I can't get headphones for them, or the headphones aren't available right now, it's just like. And then the coils, they were going to have all these coils, but the coils aren't available yet either. So, they're available, but they're just hard to get. Let's just put it that way. Right.
Buddy Biggs is saying hello to both of you.
Y'all got a lot of comments in here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here this morning.
Full half says he doesn't think it was a mistake. He thinks it's a money grab. But sometimes, buddy, that can backfire on you.
Yeah. Belle's brought up a good point. She says, CZ Kid, just remember the DS2 puck isn't waterproof, just rainproof. That's right. If you do have the WS6, you're not going to be able to go into the water with it. Now, you can buy a waterproof kit for the WS6 Master, and you can go in the water with the WS6 with that kit, but not without that kit. You don't want to take that risk. But, a lot of people aren't water hunters, so the WS6, you're getting the DS2 and that WS6, and you can go ahead and hunt with it. So why not go with that if you're not going to get in the water?
Thank you, Zaxxon.
Brian, I'll let you answer this since you have one. Full half says my Xterra Pro is freaking heavy with the coil they sent with it. Is it a little heavier than the Nox?
It's a little nose heavy, but that's because of the coil that they gave you a 12-inch coil with it. So
okay. So it's actually bigger than
so it's gonna feel heavy. And that's why I said, these other coils would definitely help that machine, but you're having a hard time getting them right now. So
Brian, correct me if I'm wrong, you can use the 600 and 800 coils on it, right?
Right. You can use the Coltech coils.
Yeah.
So,
on the Xterra?
Yep. You can.
Oh,
and
okay.
I don't know if you guys paid attention to this. Paystreet was using the Coltech coil on the Xterra that he was using on his video, if you guys have seen
Mark C says, I'm scared to take the Nox in the water, but I need to before the warranty goes out. Yes, you do, Mark, because if it holds up fine, good. But if it doesn't, that way you can get yourself a brand new machine before the warranty expires, because MindLab does honor their warranty great. Somebody told me they had less than 2 weeks left on their warranty, and MindLab immediately still sent them another one.
PA Patriot Prospecting asked, he said, would you recommend the Xterra Pro for a beginner? Yes. It's one of the best beginner metal detectors that I have seen that's ever been put out at this point. Because you've got multiple frequencies that you're going to be able to pick with. You got a beach machine. You've got a night light on that thing, that red light. It is so cool to be able to see that at night. You've got an LED light. You got a vibrating handle. You got I mean, you just got a ton of features with it, more features than I've ever seen on a machine at that price point.
It's
That's
crazy.
that's why I think it's a really good machine.
Yeah.
It's better than anything I had when I started, and it's
Yeah.
probably better than anything that you guys had when you started.
All right, Brian, let me ask you this, since you've tried both ones, and since I'm only a Mind Lab guy, I don't know anything about other machine. For
Right.
a first-time detectorist, you know, there's people out here like Sadistic Picker that wants to get one, and there's a few other people here that are looking for their first detector. The Simplex or the Xterra, since they're both around the same price.
The Simplex, the only thing is that if you're not hunting the beach, then maybe the Simplex. But I still believe that the Xterra Pro is going to give you more bang for your buck, because you've got those switchable frequencies.
Mhm.
You're not locked into a single frequency detector. You can switch from 5 to 10 to 15, and that's a big deal because that changes the way these machines perform. In fact, Rob, you were just talking about that with your Equinox and why you were using certain programs. But if you can switch frequencies, that can really help you with certain targets. So being able to switch around, that's a huge deal. And unless Nocta can come up with a way to switch those frequencies around on that Simplex, then you're just not getting as much for your money, I don't think. But now we go back to the headphone issue. You know, you got to figure out about the headphone issue. So you're just going to have to decide which ones are best for you. But if you are planning on hunting the beach, I would definitely say the Xterra. If you do want to be able to hunt for different types of targets, I do think the Xterra is better than that platform. I do like the Simplex for its simplicity naturally. And I believe they're running a pretty good deal on the original Simplexes while they're trying to, sort of move out some of that older stock to get ready for the Simplex Ultra and some of those new models that they're coming out with. So it might be a great time. You know, if you've only got I think I saw, I want to say $170 or something like that for a Simplex. That's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
So, you might want to look at a Simplex, if that's your budget range. But I think if you want the most bang for your buck for $269, I still think the Xterra Pros.
Yeah.
I didn't realize the Xterra came with a 12-inch coil. I did not realize that.
Yes, it comes with, and it's actually similar to the new LG 30 coil that the Legend comes with now. And I don't know if you guys have seen the new Legend too. The Nocta machine has definitely had a huge upgrade with the software, with the 1.11. They've got the carbon graphite shaft now complete. Makes it feel a lot better. If you buy the new version of it, you get it for $599, which is a heck of a deal. And it's just got tons of features on it too with the menu system.
Teach, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Let me say hello to DK1 Detect first. Hey, DK, how you doing, sir? Let me ask you a quick question. Now, when they first announced the new Legend, right? Dalik from Nocta was stating that anybody that had purchased a Legend in the past will get the new shaft and the new cuff. But then I seen a couple of streams where they're saying that Nocta kind of reneged on it and they're not doing that now. Do you know anything about that?
Here's what I know or what I've seen, and I've got the Legend here.
She did announce that on that stream she did.
Mm-hmm.
That they were going to back retrofit the people that wanted that.
Right, and so here's the Legend. Here's the new version, and y'all can see the carbon graphite shaft there too. And I've got it completely folded down, and it's got I have the cover and everything with it. I've got the new arm cuff, which is totally different. It's flexible. It's light. It definitely changed the way.
Now, Brian, is the bottom part flexible? The bottom stand part right there below the arm cuff?
This. Yes.
Yeah, see, to me, that's a huge improvement that they did on that and the Manicore.
Right.
I've already snapped a couple of those.
And they've got, they've sent that LG, I don't have it on here right now. I've got the regular 11-inch coil on here, but they sent me the LG 30 with it as well. And I you know, I know that if you buy one, here's what I sort of interpreted it as. If you buy one and you buy an older model, let's say you get the older model. So if you wanted to upgrade, you could get the shaft and the new arm cuff for, I think it was $30 or something like that. They would ship it to you, but you would have to buy it from your dealer, and you have to have your serial number for that machine in order to get that for $30.
See, I thought she had said they were going to upgrade them for the people that had just gotten that.
And that's what it sounded like to me as well.
Yeah, that was my interpretation of that. I mean, that was a pretty like Charlie said. You know, we were joking around about a female cat fight between the Nocta rep and the Mind Lab rep, Debbie and how do you pronounce her name, Charlie?
Darleek?
Daly, yeah. But when I saw that, when Charlie called me, I watched that video she did at that, I guess it was like at a detector show, and she was at her booth, and her and the other rep did that show where she did all the talking with the whole line of the Simplex and the Legends behind her, and she got pretty riled up again about Mind Lab and some of the things they said.
I saw that same.
So I was like, wow, that's pretty serious, upgrading people's stuff for free. Right. But let me ask you this, Brian, in your personal opinion, what to call it, do you think these companies are coming out with the new machines with the carbon fiber shafts and some of the things that other people were making, like Detect Ed were making as an aftermarket product, to basically direct some of that money back towards them as opposed to third-hand dealers?
I think they have to, because everybody wants lighter machines. I mean, it's just, we all know. I mean,
look at how much money Mind Lab just took away from Detect Ed by coming out with the Manticore. With he lost all the business for a new machine because they're already carbon fiber.
You just saw this. I mean, look at that's exactly how the old Detect Edge shaft look for the Equinox almost.
Yep.
And they're definitely hitting them pretty hard.
So many people sold flexible arm cuffs because they were snapping, because they were hard plastic. I've already broke the foot pegs for putting mine down in the ground too hard. So by having the flexible on the arm cuff and the leg flex pieces, they're taking money away from third-party dealers. And I personally, I think it's a brilliant idea, because you're getting a better quality machine, and you're not having to go contact a third person to have add-ons put on.
Well, and it goes back to what we were saying the other night on my live stream, that, all of these companies competing with each other and trying to up one from the other, just trying to get the upper hand, all that does is just make it great for all of us, Them putting these carbon graphite shafts in here. I just saw somebody say, hey, I got a bad arm, bad leg, I need something light. You're seeing that because of the competition. And again, I'm an economics teacher as well, and we know that competition just makes better products. And the more we compete and try to improve those things, the better it is for all of us that are out there. So that's definitely
John says Detect Ed's all over. He came out with an XP Deus carbon lower shaft because he is good. See, that's quick. That's a great response to the market.
Right, and I've got a friend of mine who's just on here, Michael Coley. He's a really tall guy. I mean, he's like 6'6", and he was having a problem because he could only extend his shaft out so far on his Deus too, and it would would flex, would wiggle a little bit. So he bought a new lower shaft, a new carbon graphite shaft to keep that from happening. And Detect Ed already had one out, just like you just saw there. But these companies, they find ways to make things that are good aftermarket products for all of these machines. Mm-hmm. And I think that's great too, because that just pushes those companies to say, hey, I got to figure out how I'm going to manipulate this to try to make more money, and they'll do it. That's the great thing about capitalism.
Silver Bowl 30, I would say so, as long as you're not hunting in the water.
Yeah, the Mind Lab Vanquish 340, great machine. If you're, again, just like what Rob said, if you're not hunting in the water, awesome machine. I've got a 540 back here behind me. Used it. I found some really cool stuff. If you check out my channel, you can actually see me digging a few Civil War artifacts with that machine. So really good machine, and it has a good coil variation. Someone asked me a minute ago, could you use the Vanquish coils with Xterra? And the answer is no, you can't.
No. Okay, that was Brockton. Yeah, I was about to ask that for you.
Yeah. So yeah, that you can't use.
Hi,
it.
Sherry Lynn.
Marlon has a great comment.
What was it?
Marlon. Oh, Lord.
That's right, buddy. We're all
Marlon after us,
the
guys.
same way here, buddy. Okay.
Yeah.
We all go raid Marlon afterwards.
The good thing about the Vanquish,
Here, buddy, big. So
the good thing about the Vanquish is it is a multi-frequency detector, and so you're getting multi-frequency technology in that machine. Now there are some drawbacks to it. You can adjust the recovery speed on it. They did. I think it's only in the 540. I can't remember. They did put an iron filter on it. I don't remember if it was across the board on those machines.
that's a good
Bill?
comment. This is a good comment by Danny Boy. Man, people are just sharp here. I'm telling you. I wish the Vanquish coils would have worked with the Xterra Pro. Same shape and size, just a different connector. See, again, we just talked about this, Brian. Why aren't you back engineering stuff to
I don't know. I cannot answer that question. MindLab, I think they've made a huge gap here in not trying to, make these things where they're cross-compatible, where you could use them with other machines. The headphones, all these other things. They could have made it a lot easier.
I broke both my coil ears on the 600 and the 800, and then you look at a machine like Park Rat Pat's Tersace. Now I know it's a custom machine and it's expensive at $1,500, but it's now no more expensive than the Manticore and the Deus too. Okay,
No.
but when you looked at Pat's coil ears, they're probably 1.5 times thicker than the Equinox ears, but yet that literally, to make that mold that 3 millimeters thicker would be pennies. Okay, so how much freaking tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars is MindLab paying to replace coil ears when they could have just changed the mold by a teeny little bit and saved them all that money? I can't think that modifying that mold to make that coil would have been that much money to make that 3 millimeters thicker, because Pat's, you talk to people with other companies' machines, and it seems to be only MindLab that they're breaking all the freaking coil ears. Why? Because they're too damn thin.
I'm with you, Rob, 100%. I never broke my coil ears on my Equinox. But one thing I had with my Equinox was that when I would run the external speakers, sometimes it would cause it to shut off. I don't know if any of y'all ever saw that or not.
Oh, my 600, I can't run the external speaker anymore.
Yeah.
I have to use headphones or earbuds.
Yeah.
Why?
There's no volume coming out of the external speaker.
Right.
Okay, I'll tell you what, that happens because it's been in the water. Have you had it in the water, Charlie?
Oh, yeah.
See, I'm surprised you haven't had a problem.
Mine was never in the water, Rob, and it did.
Wow, because I had my 800 one time and I used it in the water fine, and the next day I went to go use it and I had no sound on my external speakers for about 2 hours until I was in the dirt with Troy and Dalton, and then the machine dried out internally and my speaker came back. But then this next time I took it in the water, I lost the whole machine. So Charlie, that yours is still working is a good sign, because I lost the speaker when it got water in it.
But the speaker doesn't work. The machine still works, but just no speakers. Bell's brought up a good point. The Manticore messed up with the round shaft. Now you have to line up 2 shafts to get the coil straight. Now, I do like the way the Xterra Pro's shaft set up.
I do too.
So I'd be surprised if Detect Ed doesn't come up with a shaft like that you could use like for the Manticore. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they'd still be in the market.
Papyrus, what's in the dirt, says, could you get a connector? And I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know that MindLab would allow a connector to actually help you with that situation.
Danny Boy says the same thing, guys. 600 speaker went out almost immediately when he went in the water, but it dried out. It works now, but I'll never put it back in the water. See, and that's the problem. People are scared with the MindLab Equinox series to put them in the water when MindLab advertises them as a waterproof machine.
Well,
And
Rob, what's really going to be interesting is to see how these new Equinox machines work, because
yes,
nobody's
yes,
put them in the water yet because they came out during the winter. And,
yes, that's exactly right. And that's one reason why I'm not getting a 700 or 900 yet. I want to start seeing the reviews this spring and this summer on
Brad, my friend that I hunt with, Alpha Ninja, he's taken it out in the water several times.
okay,
He's actually took it and just dropped it in the water just to see what happens. And he hasn't had any issue with his.
That's good to hear,
it'll be
Charlie.
interesting because you'll have more people in the water during the summer.
Mhm.
And the funny thing that I used to like that MindLab was doing was they were trying to act like, hey, we really don't have an issue with this leaking problem. And then they showed this stat that said that it was some low percentage of the amount of machines that were sold. But the problem with that was, but how many of those machines were actually used by water hunters?
That's right. The percentage of water hunters.
Right. Yeah. They were just
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
was smart on
that's
their part
exactly right.
because
What's the percentage? You know, when she comes out and says 0.005, I'm like, nah, I'm not buying that. Okay.
Rob, you are 3 away from 100 there, sir. Just a little FYI there.
These guys do 100.
Scars Prospecting, good morning.
Good morning, Scars. Good morning,
Yeah.
Greg from Out West Metal Detecting. It's good to see Greg here.
Hey, Greg, good morning to you.
Well, I'm going to say this. I think if the Xterra Pro, if they figure out the headphone fiasco that they got going on with that right now, that machine has the potential to be one of the best-selling machines.
Mhm.
There you go, guys.
It could rival AT Pro status if they figure out how to get the headphone situation fixed.
Yeah.
That's my prediction, and I could be totally wrong, but a machine at $269 to hunt on the beach with is just phenomenal, because a lot of people would love to hunt on the beach, but never could get to that point because those machines were a little bit pricey, and now they've got the option to do that.
And I would
here you
say,
go. Bill says it's not just a connector. A Vanquish coil will not work, period, with the exterior, even if you make an adapter. And then Broxton's response to that, they do it on purpose to keep you buying new coils. And
there you go.
that wouldn't.
It's all that.
Yeah, there you go, Charlie. You know, it's funny, bro.
Uh-oh.
His computer crashed.
Yeah. We'll see you later, James.
No,
Pop, beep, beep, beep,
Meryl,
beep, beep, pop.
There
we
you
go.
go. He's trying. He's coming. Little engine that could. There we go. Rob, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can now. I have this mess of cords down below my computer, and if I just touch it and it unplugs, my laptop doesn't have a good battery. So if I hit that cord and it cuts off the connection from my battery to my laptop, it just goes. But anyway,
Mark C says on here, he said that's one reason why I bought the MindLab was because of it being waterproof. And, there are some people that didn't have any issues with it. And Charlie, have you taken your Manicore out in the water yet?
Oh, yeah, I've taken it out. I dunked it. I have the Excalibur too, but I'm really trying to get used to that Manicore. So I've been running that strictly. Whenever I hit the beach, I'm always bringing it with me. Now, even in the dry sand, though, because of the ports on the headphones themselves, they're open. I won't use the wireless headphones.
Right.
I'll use my the Grey Ghost Amphibian 2s even on the dry sand, even if I'm planning not to go in the water, just because I've seen Calabash do a video where you have to be careful because all that, even if you're not touching it, sand can still get up. So.
And you're talking about that, and of course, if you've watched Calabash and you've watched my channel as well, one of the things that the DIB does is that you can go 66 feet under the water with that machine, whereas you're only talking about a 16-foot rating on the Manicore and the Equinox. So you can dive with, and XP actually makes a dive shaft for that machine for you to go diving with, and bone conduction headphones, which are revolutionary because you don't have to, sometimes when you go into the water with those headphones, you can't hear, even with waterproof headphones, you can't hear it good. those bone conduction headphones, oh, you'll hear loud and clear.
I was hoping that the Manicore or the 7 and 9, maybe you can find them for the 7 and 900. I'm not sure, but those bone conductive headphones sound really, really interesting.
They are, and I've got a pair. Of course, I've only gone onto the water with mine a few times. I'm not a diver, but I know, like I said, my buddy Calabash, he's done it many times. No leaking issues from the Deus 2, and over a year and a half of diving with it, and 66 feet. He goes probably 20 to 30. He goes somewhere between 20 to 30 feet.
No, I think the Excalibur 2 is designed for 200 feet, but I think that was built as a water machine.
Exactly. But I mean, just think about it. You got the power of the Deus 2 underneath the water now. I mean, that's game changing too, and revolutionary as well. So,
Right,
Mr. Shane Holbert.
Let's get a couple announcements here. Sadistic Picker's only a few people away from his next goal for subs. So get over and check out Sadistic Picker's channel.
Yeah.
Right there. And Bill is 2 away from 800, guys. I know there's 2 of us in here that aren't subscribed to Bill. Let's get Bill to 800.
Right. Yeah. Give Bill some subs. That'd be awesome.
Great guy.
And then Mr. Brocken is having I highlighted that a minute ago.
Dr. Who asked the question. They make waterproof bone conductive headphones since when? Well, they make them for the Deus 2, Dr. Who. So you can go, if you go on the XP site or you look around, you'll see that they do have those bone conductive headphones that you can use under the water.
What else you got there, Mr. Rob?
Well, if you guys want to take a break, I can get a couple races in.
Absolutely. You set it up, sir. Let's go.
Rock and roll with some duck races.
All right, guys, this is let me get it pulled up on the stream.
See, Happy Chappy said he's working on 300 subs.
You're now 1 away from that 100 there, sir. Can somebody snack that like?
Definitely. Yeah, somebody can give him 1 like for sure. 1 follow, sub.
Yep, we're at 99. All righty, guys, this is for everybody that was here in the stream last weekend. 107 people here last week came in and out. So this will be a race for a mystery silver dime and a channel sticker for everybody that was here last week to reward them for being here last week.
There we go.
And let's go here. 3, 2, 1.
And they're off.
How many of them are there, Rob?
There's 107 people in here that were here last week.
Wow. 107.
Hey, you diver 79. What's going on, my friend?
Right.
All right, Greg, how we doing, Greg?
And Mr. Marlin will not forget to go rush your channel after this, sir.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
So, Rob, you don't think you'll get out today?
That'll be up to the missus.
Mm-hmm.
I have a refrigerator on her pool patio that needs to be cleaned and reassembled so I can sell it. And she made the statement the other day that she's getting effing tired of looking at it. So I need to get the refrigerator done, get it on Craigslist, and get it out of here.
You absolutely better do that.
She's working all day tomorrow, and tomorrow will be my first Monday with the car, with a new vehicle. So yes, I'm going out tomorrow. If Troy can get off work at 2:30, I'll be in St. Pete, probably hitting curb strips and door knocking. If he gets off work, maybe Troy and I can get together tomorrow.
Awesome.
Or maybe I can get to Clearwater Beach with Denise tonight. Who knows? I have all kind of options here. That's the nice thing about Clearwater Beach. If I can't hunt during the day, I can go down there at night. Okay, we got 3 seconds left.
It's
Boom.
Joe. Congratulations, Bad Idea Lab.
Bad Idea Lab.
People are threatening to bring out their 12 gauge, Rob. They're going to take care of those ducks.
Yeah. And happy Mother's Day to everyone.
I'm putting a little disclaimer that has Rob has no control over the ducks whatsoever.
Rob's on fridge duty for sure, says Zaxxon.
Happy Mother's Day, too. I see Rob scrolling across to all you mothers out there.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone in the chat.
Bad Idea Lab, let me get Sadistic Picker. Thank you for throwing out Bad Idea Lab's channel.
John Long Silver Rails has got his 80th birthday coming up there, sir.
Oh my God, he doesn't look 80. Guys, if you're into model railroading and model train setups, go check out John Long Silver Rails. He's got a phenomenal train collection and setup to run. See your I believe he's got HO scale.
Right.
I
like metal detecting with
Blood
Randy.
Files, good morning, welcome.
He said, I just got done checking and I'm a sub to everyone in the chat. That's really impressive.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'll go through and pick people that I don't recognize and subscribe to their channel sometimes when I'm watching you guys.
Where's the train? Sadistic Picker says John Long Silver Rails channel, Sadistic Picker.
Mm-hmm.
If you love
Marty
trains,
says
that's the man to go
clear the
see.
field ducks real quick.
John says, look 70, but feel 90. Don't we all, John?
Ronald Bias, good morning to you. And Rob, Regina G was here earlier.
I made sure I said hi to Regina G.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I did.
God,
I said hi to a lot of people typing.
Hi, Regina.
While you two chatterboxes have been discussing metal detectors, I've been typing in hellos to everybody, Charlie. You do realize you've lost total control of your stream, and I went, "Yep, that one happened a long time ago."
Did it? I'm gonna be quiet.
No, you just go back and watch his chat, Charlie. I've just been sitting there laughing my ass off. Okay.
Yeah, Rob's like, well, these guys just shut the eep up. Oh boy.
Because people, Charlie, look at the interaction we've had with the chat today. We have great interaction, but people had phenomenal questions for you guys. They had input of themselves that they've experienced either with the Equinox or the Deus or other machines. This is, I was worried that I didn't know how many of our viewers had Deus too, but I mean, Brian's talked all about, he's gone Xterra, he's gone Vanquish, he's gone Equinox, he's gone Nocta Legend, he's gone Deus and Deus 1 and 2. Something for everybody here today. It's been great.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Good.
Speaking of that, Disney Shoe just put up a comment up here. Hi, new to all your channels and new to detecting and having a blast with the Vanquish 540. Finally found a weedy 1918. I'm from Ohio and got to go to some Florida beaches over spring break. So, yeah, you're covering the gamut with the machines, definitely. And the 540, I've got one back here behind me. It's a really good machine. And if you want to go on the beach, it's a definite must. And you get multi-frequency technology with it, which is awesome, Disney. So congratulations on your 1918 Weedy. That's an awesome find.
Rob Weigold's got to go. He's heading to San Diego in time to celebrate his sister's and mother's birthday. Rob, wish him happy birthday for us. Happy Mother's Day. And I hope your day gets better than your week you had last week, Rob. So
there you go, Rob. Have a good one, sir. Thank you, Bells.
Miss Kimberly put a link up to her latest short. Kimberly makes really good shorts, guys. And you're like, well, it's a 20-second video. How can it be good or bad? She does great.
I love 20-second videos too. Love it.
Thank you, Bells.
Okay.
All right, we have to run the race for all the folks that were in my Monday Digs live stream premiere. If you made a comment and showed up on the screen, I put you in this race. Just another way to reward our viewers. So let's run that one now.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, Rob Weigel's still going to hang out, Rob.
Oh, okay.
And Brocken, really quick, Sean will be live tonight at 7:30.
That's the comment I was looking for. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I have to check that one out. I don't believe I've seen his live, so
It's a
Oh,
comment.
out, right?
You'll have a good time.
Brian Brockton's a riot. Let me tell you, Brockton's he's
Yeah.
he's big in with the magnet fishing crew, but he also now metal detects. So Brockton's a great bridge between the two communities, between magnet fishing and metal detecting.
Metal
So he
detecting.
gets both.
Okay.
If you go on there, ask him to say. If you go on there, ask him to say quarter.
Ask him to do what now?
Say quarter.
Say quarter.
Yeah, just have him to say quarter.
Quarter.
I'm not going to say he'll do it. Just say quarter.
I'll definitely check him out for sure.
Yeah.
And by the way,
it's a hilarious show. He has a couple of other guys up on there, and it's really comical. It's a great time.
I'll give a selfless plug. Friday nights, 7:30, we do our live. For any of you guys that aren't, subscribe to me or have never went to one of my lives, you can check me out on Friday night at 7:30. A lot of what we talked about tonight, or not tonight, this morning. I'm so used to saying tonight.
Folks, his crowd made Charlie and I feel very welcome. So if you're new to Brian's and you head over to his channel, I am sure his viewers, his regulars there will make you feel as welcome as they did for Charlie.
We've got
very
a
informative.
Great crowd, and we do share a lot of information, and that's mainly what my channel is about, is sharing and helping. So, if you got a question about a machine, usually I got somebody on my channel that can definitely help you out and tell you what's going on too. So.
What? He's laughing about something. My wife said I make
really good shorts.
Oh, no. Oh, go there with that one.
You guys just kill me. All right, let's run this race for Monday video.
There we go.
All right, duck race.
Right,
what do you got going this time, Rob? What are those? Monsters?
Yeah, these
robots.
Oh, cool. We'll go super full screen. And, I guess I got to start the race, don't I?
Yes, sir.
3, 2, 1. I've never run this one before, so this one's new. This is for everybody that was in my Monday Gigs video premiere. You do not have to be here to win. This is for a mystery silver. Well, Orlando's blowing up late, but he's hitting there.
Buddy says this was my wedding song. I cried when I danced. Oh.
All right, Deej was out front, so was Ronald, Rusty Fines, but here comes Tony, Mr.
Here
Dick.
comes Tony.
Hey, Tony.
He's in front there. Oh, Tony Clay.
Tom Kingery.
Congratulations, Chris.
Show me treasure. Or is that show me Chris?
All right, I'll go back in my records. I think I have Chris's address, so I'll get him his silver coin out. This is awesome, guys.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So
Tom says no. Almost had it there, Tom.
Tom, I thought you had it, buddy. I thought Tony was going to take it for a second too, and then you came by, and I thought, it's going to be Tom, but no.
Bill's screaming rigged.
So, do you guys do do y'all do any relic hunting, or I mean, I know because you're close to the beach and stuff. I think y'all mainly
Hi,
do beach.
Alicia. Hot mess fishing. Hello.
I do probably 80% dirt hunting and only about 20% water hunting, Brian. So yeah, I'm relic hunting all the time.
Okay.
We have a couple of spots up here. We're fortunate enough where we can find 3-ringers.
Right.
So
yeah, that's what I think Rob and I were talking about that the other night after you got off, and he was saying you're in the northern panhandle of Florida, correct?
Yeah, so I can head over towards Alabama. Alabama's like 5 minutes.
Oh yeah,
so I can head that direction and I can find some stuff.
Right.
Morning, Otis.
And,
hey, Otis.
Morning,
Rob, you have a lot of older houses and things too, correct?
I have never found an Oxford shoe, Buddy Biggs. I'd like to find one of those. But yeah, I love finding the relics, Brian.
Yeah, so but mainly where you hunt is mainly like older homes and stuff.
Yeah, we try and door knock. Most of the homes we get around here are teens, 20s, and 30s, or even 40s. Right. If we find an 1890s property around here, it's like get on your knees and worship the front door because it's a pretty rare thing.
I can tell.
We had an 1870 mansion next to an old field we had that had 3 1800s houses on it, and we door knocked twice. And he's like, "Oh, I did it years ago." And he's one of those, 45, 55-year-old guys that doesn't want a couple guys coming on his property and find something he couldn't find. So he won't give us a yes.
Right.
Paco, what's up? Plugs for days.
Paco.
Yeah, and I do a lot of woods hunting too. So that's why I was asking, because I mainly go out in the woods, and there's places here in South Carolina along the rivers and things like that are, there's all kinds of stuff. You just got to sort of know where to look, but it's a lot of fun going in the woods too. But if you don't want to do it right now, definitely.
I'll give you a preview. After Charlie and Brad left to go back there, I was doing curb strips in Gainesville in a 1920s neighborhood, and I got this money clip. It's a little rusted, but if you look at closely, it's got a square.
It got initials on it.
So I'm thinking that's 40s, maybe 30s or 40s.
Yeah.
Money clip. And then my find of the weekend, I didn't know what this was. I had to look this up, but this is going to be one of my best finds. This is just a little lapel clip. You can see the bottom piece broke off, and it was really dirty, and I cleaned it up. And what it says on the bottom is it says the Rock of the Marne, Marne.
Yeah, so I had Marne, that's in France, so that's World War I or World War II.
This is the pin is World War II, but the saying came from World War I from the U.S. 3rd Army Infantry Division that was helping the French and the British defend Paris against the Germans in World War I.
That's a cool find there, Rob.
Everybody was getting overrun except the 3rd Infantry. They held their ground and then pushed the Germans back and saved Paris. So their motto became the Rock of the Marne because they refused to move like a rock. And this pin is circa World War II. So this was issued. This was the motto of this is still the motto of the 3rd Army U.S. Infantry Division. And I found this on a curb strip, guys.
That's cool. Yeah.
So this is going to be one of my. This is going to go in my World War II collection. And then I'm not doing this to bust Charlie's chops because we don't know what this is, but this is a completely blank. This was on a curb strip of an 1896 house. Charlie was just pulling up, and we've tried looking at it. It is completely wiped, but we believe it's either a shield or a V-nickel. It was in front of an 1896 house. It is the exact same size as a nickel, but we literally cannot get anything off of it.
He popped in. I heard him scream. I had to get over there.
The old V-nickel always comes back.
Oh, it does.
He's got to find one just to have the curse lifted. I mean,
Jackson says it looks like a V-nickel.
Yeah, it does. It could be, but it really could be a shield nickel. It really could.
And I've never found a shield nickel, but I would love to just, get a microscope on it, just get one little feature off of it so I can say what it is.
Yeah.
But
Your couple says it could have came from an electrical box. It's pretty thick though, and it is the
Yeah.
size of a nickel.
yeah, it doesn't look like an electrical cutout, but I'm sure when I take it to my club next week, I'm sure somebody's gonna go, Rob, that's just an electrical punch out. So
Yeah, I've got maybe 4 or 5 V nickels, not V nickels, shield nickels, and I've got a couple of flying eagles too. But there's I only have 2 that are actually identifiable, as far as the outline and everything. But a flying eagle that's an unusual one.
Sean Brockton wants to let us read this real quick. Show me one a 10-ounce ET round for me on Beard's 3,000 sub video, which was so awesome. We raised over $1,000 for St. Jude's
Wow.
Hospital. That's incredible.
That's awesome.
Big congrats.
That is so good. So good.
Danny, comment there, Charlie.
What?
He's using your 700, buddy.
I've been on my knees so much this past week. I think I blew it out. Man, does it hurt to walk? Sorry to hear that, Danny, but you've been fine and you've been scoring some stuff, bud.
Harmonic created a vacant lot that used to be dairy farm from the early 1900s when I started detecting. Those are good. I love stuff. I love local history a lot too, especially when you can trace it. For sure.
Morning, Sheldon.
Hey, Sheldon. Sadistic Pickers put $1,000 for the kids. Love it. Yeah,
Right,
absolutely.
Yeah,
That's
they, like I say, they just had a great stream for Beard's 3,000 sub.
I'm gonna show you guys a find that you might find interesting, and you may have seen one, you may not have. And I put a video up for this just yesterday. But anyway, there it is.
Hold on. Let me get you solo here.
Yep.
Why isn't it let me pull him up solo? There we go. Boom. Solo layout.
So y'all can y'all see that really good? There you go.
Oh, and the turn thing for oil lamp.
That's what I thought too at first, Rob.
Oh, it's not.
No, it is not.
Does it have
It's something very unusual. And anybody with a Civil War background is going to know what that is.
I don't know what it is.
It is Civil War related. So this is what is called a 1853 Enfield rifle Tompion. They actually screwed this into the end of the rifle to keep water from running down into the barrel.
Oh, wow.
Oh, cool.
And this right here, this piece that's standing up, that's bent, it had a piece of cork all the way down to the very end. And you slid it in. But you'll notice that mine is bent.
Yeah.
This is solid brass. This one was actually fired with it still in.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it.
Yeah. So very unusual, but 1853 Enfield actually came from Great Britain. It was used by the Confederacy, and they were actually smuggled in past the blockade during the Civil War. So again, it's just a very interesting find. And a lot of people, they may have dug one of these and they might have thrown it away, thinking like I did too, Rob. I thought it was a lantern piece at first.
I've learned now in this thing, don't throw anything away until you have somebody verify what it is.
Exactly. And
Truth.
And I had that happen to me twice on the same spot. It was a Confederate spot. And then I also dug same spot, almost the same location. I dug this. I'm going to show this to you. And when you look at it, do y'all know what that is?
Well, I would
They make
originally say
bullets.
it's a pair of pliers, but is that that makes the round balls?
They make molds. Yeah.
It's a bullet mold.
Yeah.
That's
And
see, that would be. I'd put that front and center of my display case. That's an incredible find.
Mm-hmm.
right, and you got to think that the guy that lost this, I mean, that was their everything. I mean, that's how they
Absolutely.
they made their bullets to put in their pistols. I believe this one goes for a Colt 45, but I'm not totally sure. But if you open it up, you can see the mold.
Oh yeah.
So Calabash Digger was with me when I dug this. Okay, he thought this was a pair of wire cutters and was laughing at me when I dug it. And lo and
The
behold,
little holes, two little holes there facing the screen, kind of gave it away for me.
Yeah.
You said Civil War area.
and he goes, that's a pair of old wire cutters. Throw that thing away. And I didn't. Thank the Lord. And then it turned out to be, something pretty unique.
Sherry.
You know what? She may be joking, but
There's
But a
truth
lot of
behind
soldiers-
that.
actually
a lot of
did
soldiers-
use those during World War I and World War
Yeah,
II.
there's
I was
truth
going to say
behind
World
that.
War II. A lot of soldiers in the Pacific.
Right.
Yes, they used the condoms to keep the water out of their barrels.
Right,
Boy, did that sound
exactly.
bad.
Mikey.
Is Mikey 24 here or Mikey Lyman?
Mikey Lyman.
Mikey Lyman. Hey, Brian, do you know much about the Civil War relics?
What's that now?
Let me show you something.
Sure, you show it to me. I'll be glad to take a look at it.
Dirt Delvin Detective says they used them as well to keep tobacco in. Yep.
Yes.
I found this. Brian, on a curb strip. Well, I guess we got to get out of.
Yeah, I'm in solo mode right now.
All right, I found this on a curb strip in Warrensburg, Missouri, across the street from the 1837 courthouse. Okay, on a curb strip with Ohio River History Shane.
Yes. It's the trigger guard and the trigger actually.
Yes, and what research I've done, I think this is from an 1860 Springfield.
Right. I've got something similar to that too, Rob. Which
That's cool, Rob.
I don't know.
What a freaking curb strip, Charlie! Telling
You
you,
never
people,
know.
if you don't want a door knock, guys, do curb strips in front of old places. You can find cool crap, man.
Yeah.
Well, I do. I have one just like that, Rob. But it's but mine's from an 1871 rifle, and it's even got 1871 stamped on the bottom part of it, and it says Paris. It says Paris on the.
Oh, that's just way cool.
Right.
Yeah,
And,
I think it's amazing that this is iron here, so it's really rusted, but everything else is made of more of a pot metal.
right.
You can see the seam. You can see the seam down here.
See the the thing that gives this away is the bottom flange on it. It's wide, and that's why it would date earlier. Mine's not wide like that.
They have an old 1833 courthouse that. What's so funny is I was in that town all week metal detecting, and then I didn't get up the nerve to the very last day to go in the 1833 courthouse and ask the Historical Society representative if I could do it, because I was like, they're just going to say no. This is a historical marker place. And I said, listen, if you let me, I'll donate everything to the museum. And she's like, oh, we'd love to see what's out there in the ground. And I was like, crap. I waited all week to ask, and then they gave me a yes, and I had one day to do it. So when Shane went there with me 6 months later, they let us do it again, and then we started doing the curb strip, and that's where I got,
Wow.
right across the street.
That's a really cool find. I'll show y'all one more, and you guys are gonna know what that is.
No way.
Oh, look at that!
Wow.
He found a bowling ball.
Shot put for track and
It's a shot
field.
put,
Right?
yeah.
Shot put for track and field, right?
Oh man.
This is a Revolutionary War cannonball.
Now, is that
so
considered like
cool.
a 3-pounder or an 8-pounder?
This is a 6-pound solid shot that
Wow,
used for light
6-pounder.
artillery, and more than likely it's British, from where I found it at.
That is awesome.
Yeah, and when I dug it, it didn't look like this. By the way, I mean it took a lot of work to get it into this, but it was completely corroded over.
Marlon
And,
says he found a
that's
shot put last
awesome.
week.
yeah.
That is cool, Brian. That is way cool.
Yeah, so it's one of my favorite. I mean, I've got tons and tons of buttons and coins and things that you guys see behind me, but these are the kinds of finds that really, I don't know, they're special to me. Even though I've got things that a lot of people would probably consider to be a lot better than those, but I like this kind of stuff. Just the
Oh,
unique.
as far as a relic goes, how the hell can you beat something like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's just I got a ton of seeded dimes and seeded half dimes and Spanish reals and all that kind of stuff. But these kinds of things are the interesting things that are just the unusual things. And
Yeah, it says, I bet that was a quiet signal. Yeah, I bet that blew your eardrums out.
oh
Good
my
morning,
gosh.
Anna.
Well, the funny thing was it actually was a falsing signal, and I dug it because of where we were at. I probably would have never dug it because I knew it was probably a big piece of iron, but because of the location, because we had already found two British buttons that had already come off of this spot. One of them was the 64th, Lightfoot or whatever they call them from the British Army, and then this cannonball showed up, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh!" We'd already dug two British buttons from this area.
Wow. Well, Rob, it's 10:23, sir. Do you want to run that last race for the mystery prize? 11:23 my time.
I'd have to build the race, Charlie, because it's going to be different than the people there. So we're going to have to hold that over till next week.
Okay.
But I'll make sure that everybody here is in the race, so everybody that was here today qualifies for the mystery prize.
Yeah, so there'll be two mystery prizes next week, guys.
Where we wind up at 106, Charlie. If you folks haven't hit the like button yet, please hit it for us.
Yeah, that button was the 64th regiment of the foot. That was what that button was. I was trying to think.
All right, we'll ask Brian one more question.
Sure.
Marlon says, got to meet a man named Tripwire. Yes, you do, Mr. Marlon. Okay, two questions actually for Brian. Danny Boy says, has anybody took a detector off charging when it was not thoroughly discharged and was able to hunt for a few hours? I've been charging for a couple hours when it had a bar left to it. Will you be okay? One bar with an Equinox lasts forever.
You're going to be pushing it. I've only had my days to run out of charge one time, and it was my fault because I didn't put it on the charger. There are certain programs, just like with the Equinox too, if you're running certain programs, it's going to kill that battery a lot quicker, especially if you're running the speaker and running like a high recovery speed, or like with the DS2, if you're using deep high conductor and you're running the speaker, you're going to run that battery down pretty fast. And speaking of batteries, again, I think that the Equinox battery was pretty good. I mean, it took a while to charge the Equinox, but the battery was usually pretty good. The Manicore, Charlie, what are you seeing out of the Manicore as far as battery life?
I don't think
it takes a while to charge it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to last as long as the Nox.
Right. Yeah. And that's because you got to think of what it's doing. I mean, it's running that screen. It's got power in the coil too. The WS6, you can run that thing all day long because it's a small battery, which is crazy. And you could even buy a little small battery pack and put onto your shaft and power it the whole time. If you did run out, you could hook it up.
Mark C said he missed what was about the pliers. Mark C, it was a little bullet round ball.
Bullet ball.
Yeah.
Just
bullet
ball maker.
And then the last question we'll have for Mr. Brian is, what's the favorite coin you have found?
Gosh, I've got probably my favorite. I found a Spanish 2 real back in November. And the video is up on my channel. I just wasn't expecting it. The house that I was at was an 1830s house. What made, and again, like I just said, I love things that are unique and things that sort of tell a story. But what made that coin so interesting was that it was completely black, which means that what had happened to it. What do you guys think?
I would definitely put up if I found a 2-year real. That would be my favorite proof. Yeah.
Well, the coin was black because it had gone through a fire. Now, here's the really interesting part with me being a history teacher. This city was burned by the British during the American Revolution. Okay. This coin was a 1763 Spanish 2 reals, and it was covered in black. I cleaned it off, and I just know that coin, and it had already been scored. Y'all know what scoring is?
Mm-mm.
Y'all ever heard that before? But anyway, what they would do and what the colonials would do is they would take these Spanish silver coins and they would half them right down the middle or turn them into pieces of 8 and the smaller pieces. So they had already had this coin already scored right down the middle where they were going to cut it in half.
Oh, okay. So they put
it still had the charred, from that fire whenever it was burned. So it was to me, it was a unique find. Not only was it one of my favorite coins, but it was just, knowing that story and knowing the history of that city, that just made it to me just more fascinating because I'm a big American Revolutionary War nut and I love Civil War stuff too. But that kind of stuff just, really gets me fired up, especially, in the area where I live. So yeah, that was probably one of my favorite coin finds. And I just recently dug an 1876 seeded, which I put up the other day on my channel as well. And you go check that out. That was really crazy because I had already hunted this spot and I really wasn't expecting it to be that. It was masked in iron, and again, this just shows what that machine that I use does. It really can separate those targets when you've got iron all around.
Yeah, I want to seeded so flipping bad it's not even funny.
Well, like I said, if you guys are ever this way, look me up. I'll try to put you on the spot. I can't guarantee that I can get you one, but I can try to put you on the spot or take you to a spot.
I would
You
be.
You can put me in a curb strip in front of the spot, okay? That'd be
You'd be happy, And a lot of these places that I hunt, I know we had this conversation the other night. A lot of these places that I've hunted are things that are, places that people have just pounded over, the last 30, 40 years because of the area I live in. They all know the historical stories about this area. So whenever I go and hunt, I'm hunting behind people. And I love the challenge. I love when somebody says, "Oh, you're not going to find anything here," or "Oh, that's already been hunted," or there were people that camped out on some of these places for weeks at a time, hunting the same place over and over and over again. But that just shows how far our technology has come with these machines versus what they were hunting with 20 years ago or 30 years ago. I mean, like I said, we're living in probably one of the best times for a metal detectors because those machines are just so good at this point, and they're only getting better. Who knows what?
Yes, they are. All right, Chappie says, I've dug 3 seeded. My favorite is the coin on my logo, which I have up right here. It's a love token in reverse.
Beautiful.
All right, AZ Treasure Hunting Duo has reminded us it is time to raid Marlin. It is 11:29. Folks, we're going to do Charlie's Mystery Prize next week. We're going to do a bunch of duck races next week. And we will also do the extra mystery prize we didn't get done today. And if we hit 80, we'll do a second one like Charlie does when we hit 80. So, Brian, thank you so much for being here this morning.
Guys, thank y'all for having me on. I so enjoyed it, and hopefully you guys will come back on with me again sometime later on. And I would love to have y'all. You guys, I mean, it's almost like I already know you guys anyway. So it made everything flow so smoothly, and being on here with y'all today, just same way. I just feel right at home with you guys, and that was.
Thank you. We do too.
Yeah, absolutely.
All righty, guys. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Mr. Charlie. And let's go raid Marlin. All righty, guys.
Take care. See you guys.
Thanks, Brian.